How I want to start.
If you look like you'd be on the side of a penny, bro. What the hell?
Yeah, that's a good look.
It's freaking regal.
All right, kick it.
What the fuck is a milk rat?
Don't even get him started. Look, his hands are up. He looks like he's hearing Jesus right now, dude. Yeah. So I'm gonna do the second half of my life gay, I think.
So your wife and kids are gonna need a man in the house soon. Let me write that one down.
Yeah.
God damn it! I've got this problem. I hear this high-pitched wheezing in my ear.
Live eels, like 50 of them in her ass.
That's awesome. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm gonna write that down. But
you guys have lots of sex questions. Like, do you guys not ponder anything else in the universe besides how many dicks?
Okay. We are as smart as we look. What episode is this? Fuck. I don't fucking know.
It's just 50, I think. Yeah, we hit number
like
50
80,
together.
88 or something. Yeah, this is really... We should just make up a number so it seems like whatever Joe Rogan's on, just add like 5 to it, as if we've been doing it for...
So this is long running. Yeah. It's going to be here forever.
Yeah, we're like MASH. We're on season fucking 43 or something.
Yeah.
Anyways, welcome to Forehead Fables podcast. We don't know what episode it is. Yeah, but you guys have requested that we get a therapist to actually... Usually the reason is to psychoanalyze Poob or Bryan, never me. I think I'm the most sane.
You're the puppet master.
I think I'm the most sane and grounded out of everybody here. And we got one, Mr. Don Tony.
Hello.
Am I supposed to? Can I use that name? Don Tony?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not my real name.
Okay.
My parents didn't hate me that much.
Okay, gotcha. And you're a Twitch streamer?
I am, yeah. Stream on Twitch. Also just made a YouTube channel recently, but there's not much there.
And you do like psychoanalysis of people?
Professionally, yeah. So I'm a licensed therapist. On Twitch, I play games, and then if anyone has any mental health questions, they can come in and ask. But I don't do therapy on stream or anything.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Charge them?
Yeah, do you charge them?
I should. I should start being like, you must gift 5 subs for advice or something.
Yeah.
What's the most common, like, because I'm assuming most people that watch Twitch streams and stuff, they're usually young. And like the most common stuff is usually depression related, right?
Lots of depression, lots of anxiety, lots of broken hearts. I've had lots of people come in and be like, how do I get over my ex? Things like that.
Yeah. And they've been dating for like 3 weeks. And they're like,
yeah, they'll be like 12 years old and be like, I will never be able to find love again. I was like, no.
Watch
literally point your dick in any direction and you'll find...
Well, don't say that to a 12-year-old.
You'll find either prison for somebody else or love. That's what you'll find. But anyways, oh yeah, before this, by the way, I was looking up like what's the difference between what's the difference between a therapist and a psychiatrist? And I found out I know the difference. And it really ruined my fucking day because it turns out that they're basically the same thing, except for psychiatrists could write us prescriptions for Quaaludes at the end of this.
Yeah, it used to be different. Like back in the day, psychiatrists used to do a lot more therapy. But nowadays, you primarily just go to a psychiatrist for medications.
Gotcha. And you can't give us any medication.
Sorry.
Okay.
No.
Can you recommend
I'm gonna drop off.
be
I was going to say, so anyways, that's the end of this episode. And could you recommend a psychiatrist for the next for our next guest? I want someone that can write scripts. That's it. That's the end game. Yeah.
No, I'm not going to give any medical advice. So no, I'm not going to tell you what medicines are good or bad.
Gotcha. Yeah. They don't even make Quaaludes anymore. I don't think. Yeah.
I can tell you what's common. They love giving out Prozac.
What's that?
Antidepressant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I went through and like a normal person would, I took a look at all my friends and I judged them harshly. And I figured out all the little things that I hate about them. I'm bringing that stuff to you to try to figure out what's wrong with these people.
You got a little too many sheets for that, buddy.
Yeah. So there's one thing per sheet. Yeah, because I got 5 friends. Yeah, okay. I know what you're getting at there. You're one of 3 people I talk to, and I got like 6 sheets of paper here. Yeah. No. We have a friend who will remain nameless. We don't want to embarrass him. but
Fungal toe.
yeah, his name's Fungal Toe. Yeah.
Okay.
His name rhymes with Ungle Toe. Yeah. Anyways, he was breastfed until he was 5 years old.
Yowza.
Is that it? How do you think that molded his mind into adulthood?
So I imagine his mom probably was overbearing in other areas too. Like, for a mom to be willing to, like in my opinion, once the kid can be like, hey, give me the tit, like you need to be like, okay, that's enough, right?
Yeah.
So I imagine the mom probably had some sort of separation issues with the kids. There's probably a very overbearing mom, would be my guess.
So he's like a Norman Bates type guy.
Maybe, possibly.
Yeah. Okay.
And why didn't that make him like super big, like 8 feet tall or something?
Yeah.
There's probably a diminishing marginal returns on breast milk, right? Like I imagine like it doesn't make you like superhuman. So it's like only so much breast milk one needs. I don't know, man. I'm not like a developmental, I don't know, but yeah.
I'll take every word you say as fact.
No, I'm not.
Sure.
I've seen the movie Mad Max Fury Road, and those kids, they created an empire off of breast milk.
What about formula?
I remember correctly.
What did you just say?
What about formula?
Oh yeah.
No, formula just makes their shits really stink. I don't think it has anything.
I was on formula, and like
that explains a lot. You're fucking free.
You're on formula until you were what, like 15?
No, I'm thinking that might
16?
because I wanted the tit more, so maybe I became more alpha because of that. Is that a correlation?
No.
Is there a correlation between wanting the tit and being alpha?
Yeah, because I was on formula. I wanted it more.
He never had a feminine substance in his mouth. He never got the breast milk.
So you're hard as shit now is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Formula is the equivalent of nails for breakfast, I think is what he's getting at.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Studies have shown breast milk increases IQ. Like, there's a bunch of studies about the benefits of breast milk.
Yeah, that explains a lot, too.
Whoa! No. Yo, quick, ask me a question. I can answer it perfectly.
What's the standard deviation for IQ?
Oh, fuck off. What does that mean? What the fuck?
All right, hold on. All right, totally different field.
I never took an IQ test.
Wait, I got somebody I know that their dad wasn't around when they were growing up.
That's me. That was me, too. That was also me.
What if you didn't have a dad or any milk? What kind of man would that make?
Yeah.
Would that make me just like a ton? Like, I could beat off like 20 men. Beat off 20 men, not beat off 20
men. Okay,
all right, so absence of a father.
Write that down.
Is that a Guinness record?
Don't write that down. Don't write that down.
Absence of a father turns you into a raging homosexual, beating off 20 men at once.
No, I'm not getting any sexual gratification from it. It's just like it's an alpha move.
Oh, shit.
Can you elaborate on that? How?
It's because I'm grabbing their dick and I'm owning it. It's my dick. It's like my dick. You know what I mean?
We've thought about this before, like having sex with a woman, right? That's about as feminine as it gets, because women are very feminine. But if you have sex with like not a gay dude, like a twink, but like a big burly guy with lots of chest hair, isn't that the most masculine thing you can do? Is to sexually dominate a hairy-chested man?
That passes my sniff test, sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So I'm gonna do the second half of my life gay, I think, to prove how much of a man I am.
Good choice.
So your wife and kids are gonna need a man in the house soon. Let me write that one down.
Yeah.
I do know your address now. So
not a third kid, Poob, please.
Yeah. Okay, you told us beforehand. You said don't make fun of mental illness. Don't make that the butt of the joke.
I would like that not to be the case. Okay. Yeah.
By the way, this is edited, so if there's ever like an instance where it happens, because it'll fucking happen.
Yeah.
Just verbally like karate chop us and tell us to shut up.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or it could be a corrected experience, so it may not need to be edited out. It could be like you make the joke and I don't fucking know. We'll figure it out.
We really have to watch out for one of us. Poob. Yeah, because he says the word retard a lot.
Yeah.
Is that yeah, he says the word a lot. Is that is that like a super offensive thing in your neck of the woods?
Yeah, I mean, so like the PC term would be like someone with developmental delays or like cognitive delays would be the PC term. I grew up saying that word also. I mean, I think a little bit of it's also generational. I mean, I grew up saying that word. I don't anymore, but
isn't it more offensive to like if you're using it as an insult, it'd be like you're retarded. Isn't it more offensive to like literally line someone up with a medical term for like
you have developmental delay?
You're like you have fucking developmental delay.
So what I always tell people is that like you should strive for a better vocabulary. Like there's a bunch of words you could use for that same meaning. Like you call someone incompetent, or you call them, a dumb piece of shit. I mean, there's lots of words you could use, right? So
but there's definitely some bite with the word retard. That word just fucking sinks in.
Am I the one with the issue? Using it, I wonder. Right,
dude, don't make me. I might have to pay STALLTT an extra fucking $800 to just do a hyper reel of you saying
you brought
retard.
It out of me so hard.
You have said said it a million times in like one episode for some reason.
All right, I'm gonna retract what I said. I'm gonna redact it. I'm gonna write something down really quick. All right.
Now my question is, what about this? If maybe our usage of it is indicative of us suffering from it. Like, is it okay for a person?
That's why you said it, because you just want to set this up. I don't even have an issue with it. You just want to fucking throw something out there.
So you're asking, is this some sort of like projection defense mechanism where like, no, I'm not the one that has
I'm just saying, like, is it okay to say, how like black people can say the N-word? Like, is it okay for like if let's say Poob is developmentally disabled?
Word. No,
is it all right for him to say retard?
I mean, as someone that's not, I don't know if I can answer that question, but I get the train of thought there, right? Like you're taking back the word.
Is it okay to say the N-word?
No.
But you're not black. How do you know if you're gonna?
Well, because that's like a given in our society. Like we all know that, right? I don't know if a bunch of people with developmental delays are walking around and being like, "Hey, my R word, how you doing?" Like I don't know, like if that's a thing. I don't know.
They should really start doing that. That sounds like it would make a tighter community for them. Yeah, take the power back for sure. Yeah.
It all started when I watched the hit movie, The Ringer, with Johnny Knoxville. Really.
That movie kind of seemed like abuse in some ways, getting a bunch of Down syndrome guys
aged horribly. Well, I don't know if it's abuse.
Is it? You think?
It's bad. It's not it's not aged well. But what do you mean, like having them act in the movie?
Yeah, you get a bunch of.
Oh no, I just watched the Workaholics episode.
Developmentally disabled people together and going, "Hey, act all fucking stupid and shit."
There's a word for that, like taking advantage of someone. I can't think of what it is off the top of my head though.
It's like like those blaxploitation films where it's like
exploitation. There you go.
So it'd be like a re-exploitation film because it's exploiting.
There you go.
Retards.
Yeah. I knew what you meant there, by the way. You have to spell it out. Like I think anyone.
He just likes to say it.
I mean, we all have words we like to say. Like, there's some words that I love to say that, like, every day you're not supposed to say, but they're fun. I love cunt. That's a word I love to say.
You can't say that?
I mean, in America, it's really taboo to say cunt.
Yeah. If
you wouldn't say it in front of your, like, grandma or mom.
I say cunt in front of my mom all the time. I do.
That's
it cool. Also, it matters context.
Yes, I don't call her
You're not going to call her a cunt.
She's screaming at your mom,
That's true.
But and then it also matters, if you're like in Australia, it's just normal. I think they say it like on the floor of Parliament and stuff. They don't even care.
I need to get closer to my mic. Sorry.
Yeah, get closer. Get it in there. We've had like fucking 8 episodes or something with Poob where his mic is just on the other side of the room. We have to hear him like this.
I like to move a lot. I like to do visual gags.
That works well for a fucking audio podcast, by the way. Visual gags. Yeah.
A lot like Chris Farley or something. I'm pretty nimble.
Oh wait, here you can settle a dispute from a previous episode.
Oh Jesus!
What's up?
Okay,
this is a nightmare episode. I'm so scared about everything you're about to bring up.
Okay, so do women mature at a faster rate than men mentally?
I don't know if that's true, to be honest. Socially, maybe. Like socially, but I don't know about. So like the part of our brain that's like logic and reasoning is the prefrontal cortex. I personally don't know if that develops quicker in men than women, but I think maybe
it's,
socially they do. Like social skills and that sort of thing.
Yeah. In men more than women?
No, in women more than women
okay.
more than men.
Because we were having the discussion whether or not I don't know if you've seen, but there's a YouTuber that this guy CallmeCarson.
You love to defend this guy with every fucking.
You're not familiar with him? He is now officially
dude.
canceled off the internet because he was 19 and sexting a 17-year-old.
Oh, yeah. I do know that.
Yeah. And everybody's acting like he had like a harem of toddlers and stuff. I'm like, 19 and 17 doesn't seem like, you know.
No, and in the state I live in, that's legal anyway.
Yeah.
I think it's more about the power dynamic. Maybe could be concerning for some people.
It's because he's a YouTuber.
And you know what? That's exactly what Poob said. And I brought up Julia Roberts. She's married to this fucking guy that just works behind the scenes on the movies. Isn't that a power dynamic? Isn't she like scooping that guy up with her celebrity and power and influence?
Maybe. Is he a minor?
I think he's like 7 or 8 years old. Yeah. No, they're about the same age, but like she's Julia Roberts and he's a fucking no-name idiot guy that holds the microphone above their heads.
It's different because she's
they work together probably.
I feel like also like because look at CallmeCarson. Like, is he gonna pull people if he isn't a celebrity? I don't know. Like it.
Oh, so you're saying just because he looks like
ugly
a foot,
guys?
he looks like a foot. He's condemned to being alone for the rest of his life.
I think he should be. I think it'd be better for people like me. More options out there.
Yeah, really, Poob.
Yeah.
Yo, what about the fucking chick with the podcast? What happened to that? Yeah. Explain that.
Yeah, let's bring up the best thing.
Brian's real quiet, okay? Why are you get in this guy's head, okay?
No. This is, by the way, this has nothing to do with you, Don Tony. But this is the funniest shit I have ever heard in my life.
Let's hear it.
It's gonna happen again. Don't use it all up right now, okay?
I'm using it up right now. This is hilarious.
I tell this too.
So Poob, take a look at Poob. He's a good-looking guy, right? He's a pretty good-looking guy.
Fucking
He was classy as shit in that chair.
Yeah, he was classy and everything.
I know how to wear suits. Yeah.
Maybe not the stash.
Yeah, maybe not the stash.
I'm trying to grow a beard. Okay, it's just what it's at right now. Anyway, whatever.
Anyway, so he gets a Tinder account, to hook up with the ladies. Nothing wrong with that.
Like, it's a new thing, all right? Whatever. Go on.
Anyways, so he connects with a solid 10 out of 10 female.
I never said that. But
he's chatting her up. You said 10 out of 10 yesterday. You said she was really hot.
I don't know if I ever have been like, she's a 10 out of 10 anyway. That doesn't sound like me.
No, you categorize and objectify women into a out of 10
I think she said
scale.
she was like really pretty, and you're like,
no, you said she was hot as fuck.
Smoking.
You said
hot. You said the word hot.
Yeah.
Okay,
smoking hot.
I think
hot as fuck.
I said she was classy. I said she was like a cool person. Like her soul seemed really
is that
like in line. Okay, go on with your little fucking what? What do you want me to say?
Okay, so anyways, he started chatting her up, and she goes, "He's not a student anymore." Because like the whole thing was like, "What do you do?" And he's, you say, "I'm a student." He's no longer a student, so she of course goes, "What do you do for a living?" And then Poob, Poob laid in his bed staring at the ceiling for like 5 hours, going, what do I tell her? Do I tell her I stream on Twitch for a living? Or do I tell her I do
my thought
for a
process
living?
when I told you this? For 1 minute I told you this.
Because, dude, you're like...
pretty close.
I'm Dr. Manhattan and you're a fucking caterpillar, bro. I can read you like a book. All right, that's exactly what
master and a piece of shit. Anyway, go on.
So anyways, he was sitting there having the internal struggle of what's cooler to a woman, Twitch streamer or a podcast?
It was not what's cooler. It's
podcaster.
What's worse.
Yeah, so he tells her podcast.
Good choice.
And she goes, I love podcasts. What podcast do you do? And then he... Then he sits there and... How long was it? You said it was like an hour where you just sat there debating whether or not to tell her the name of the podcast.
I was doing other things. I was streaming too, so it's pretty stressful. I got a lot of people being like, "Oh, what are you doing? What the fuck?" Because when I was like, what sounds worse, like that I'm a streamer or I'm a podcaster? And I was sitting there contemplating, like I'd written out half a message, and it ended with like, "Yeah, and I do a podcast." And all my chat was like, "Tell her that you stream," because podcast sounds better just saying it. But they're like, if you look at you on your stream versus you on the podcast, like on the podcast, there's just two guys gaslighting you the whole time, and just like active. Like I do weird shit, but they're trying to maximize that, and it's also edited in like ways. And I like in my fury, like, oh God, what do? I accidentally sent the message, and it was like a half-written message for us podcast, so I had to commit to it. And then everyone's like, dude, if you look up the podcast, look at what the first video with you in the thumbnail is that you would look at. And it's like, this boy might have the tism. And,
oh my God.
And it's just and the videos just got released of like the deep fried podcast.
Yeah.
None of them are good looks.
No,
but it's
they're
like,
not good looks for you.
No,
you guys
are telling me
the talking about, dry humping the corner of the shower probably wasn't helpful either. I mean, there's a lot of things from the brief I've seen.
That was a solid anecdote that I think everybody can relate to. I think
that was freaky.
I think we released that bit to appeal to the wider audience. I think
a lot of people have come in my chat and gone, "What the fuck was he talking about when he said he fucked the shower?" Like, I've never even thought of that.
People,
I know.
I feel like all the retirees and normal people that would view the podcast see it and go, "That's it. That's the bit that made me subscribe right there," because that's something I can relate to. Yeah.
God bless you and your bravery, Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got a very diluted view of your audience.
No.
After he said that to the lady, she never responded to him ever again.
Yeah, left him already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in hindsight, you should have been like, I'm a comedian who's on a podcast. Because then anything you say is like,
I'm not
he's
a comedian.
just a comedian.
It's all a joke,
Just tell her
right?
that. Just tell her you are.
Yeah, just lie.
But
Tell her it's all
I'm
fake.
a liar on a podcast.
Yeah. I just make crap up.
I'm a professional liar.
Yeah, I'm really good at lying.
Yeah, no.
Women love guys that aren't straight shooters.
I'm not truthful. I'm going to be honest with you. No, I don't know. I don't want to start something with just me being like, I'm an online content, like making it sound as best as possible, because inevitably, if it goes well, they're going to see the podcast. And it's like, I might as well just get it over with now before we get really into getting to know you face, because either you're going to think it's funny or you're going to be appalled.
No, you gotta start those foundations off rocky.
You should have started with the Twitch thing. It's more mild.
Yeah.
You should have done
that
Twitch
way,
first.
if you end up not liking each other, then you can just show her
podcast.
what you really do, and then she'll just leave on her own accord.
No, the problem with
true.
the podcast is because me and
If I get
Sam.
her pregnant or something, I can be like, here's what I do. She'll get an abortion or something.
Yeah, I think that's how it works.
Oh, God, why am I saying these things? But I just say whatever I think's funny, not thinking about she could watch this.
Yeah.
No,
And
she
I'm gonna
won't.
look
She
even
won't.
way worse.
I promise you, she never watched another
I
one.
swear
after
to
the
God,
first one.
I hope she does.
It doesn't
Or,
matter which one.
That would be the best case scenario. The less she watches, the better, for sure. Because damage there is done, but it could be further damage. She could
women
know someone I
talk
do and
to
be
their
like,
friends. She knows somebody
I'm probably
else.
in a group chat right now.
they're
That's just
probably
this guy.
roasting you.
It's over.
This guy is one of the least funny.
Scary. I think he killed his
Freaky.
dog. I don't know.
Oh my
He's
God,
a
dude!
crazy
Yeah, and the
person.
video that's shocking, appalling dog video is right there. In what? What if you didn't know anything
Women
about me? You'd
notoriously
be like,
did not find that video funny. There was even my wife was like, "That is not what is." Why is that video funny?
Your wife has no sense of humor, and she's a dumb bitch. So let's get that. I'm just kidding. I love her to death. But no, yeah, that video is a stain on my history now, because it's supposed to just be a quick, funny video. People have held on to it way too much.
Yeah.
I don't even like making skits anymore.
It's ruined skidding for you.
It's ruined skidding and scatting for me.
No.
Yeah.
I don't shit on my dog anymore at all. I just don't find it funny.
Well, you got
It's
a new
nothing but
dog.
hugs and kisses.
Well, now I gotta go watch this video after this is done. So
Yeah.
there's a video of pooping on a dog.
No, you
It's a highly edited video of I've got a trash bag. Well, it's me and all my roommates a couple years ago. We were sophomores in college. We're this would be funny. And we get a bag. I'm like, here, you want, or it's not even me. I'm recording. My friend's like, you want a treat, Mo? And it my dog goes into the bag, and then it cuts, and it's a pillow in a bag. And then it's us boom, 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 people make these types
Bam
of videos
Bam.
all the time.
Yeah.
Swinging
And we're just
video,
swinging, and we're swinging around. We throw it down the stairs. We're like, no. And then I was one of the first times I post something from like the Poob, ness of me onto my IRL Instagram.
Yeah.
And people were just like, what? Like some people were like, dude, that's fucking hilarious. And girls more so were like, oh my God, what is this? Like, I'm horrified. I'm like, it's not real. Like maybe it's not even funny, but you can't tell me that looks that real. Like we purposely made the cut look.
It didn't help was your roommate on the couch out of frame making the agonized dog noises. Yeah.
No one knew he could make dog noises that way.
They were incredible.
They were incredible. Yeah. That did not help.
That guy really he did some method acting as a dog in pain. Yeah.
Yeah, he was sitting there on the couch like boom, punching himself and squealing.
He knocked out 4 teeth to replicate that.
Yeah, on his face. Yeah. We rotted his teeth up and gave him gum disease.
He actually contracted mange in order to play that role perfectly.
Yeah. That dog did not have fucking mange, dude.
Anyways,
that dog's in the best health of its life right now. Anyway, go on.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Since you're a therapist guy and you're like really into this stuff, what do you think about that Jordan Peterson guy? And he like
he's the Canadian that's like really controversial, right?
He's Canadian?
Yeah. So you don't know anything about him.
Well, I've seen some of his stuff. Isn't he very like hyper manhood, and does he do a bunch of stuff about like alpha males? And
if you want to be a Sigma male, you must not like women. You must spit on them. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
I actually haven't seen a lot of his stuff.
I've seen a couple of videos of him like giving speeches. I mean, I'm not saying he's not intelligent because I'm sure he is. He's probably more educated than I am as well. Sounds like a load of crap, a lot of it.
Yeah. He said like one of the okay, so there's a lot of people. Actually, I have some of the stuff on here. People wrote in questions, but a lot of people obviously that are young. We already talked about this. Are super depressed, and his key thing to fixing that is like, it helps if you load up on responsibilities. Like the more things you're responsible for, the less time you have to be a depressed little bitch. I think that was the quote. I think was his.
Yeah.
An airline control like person or something.
He said there's nothing better. Yeah. He was like, if you're really depressed and are thinking of suicide, then being a bus driver, maybe.
Be a pilot.
Yeah, be a pilot. Anything. Be a commercial airline pilot.
Fly the biggest plane you can find. Okay, so
with
that's
as many
the most
people.
Responsibility. Yeah.
So I could see how. Okay. I'm trying to have one word this. So I could see how that like filling the void of time for all that negative self-talk and keeping yourself occupied could help.
Yeah.
That's not going to cure your problem though. And I feel like depending on what kind of responsibility we're talking about here, like I know we're being a little bit hyperbolic, but yeah, if you're like wanting to kill yourself, maybe you shouldn't be flying a plane.
Not killing yourself, but have you ever, for example,
the step before that?
I think the step right before death. Have you ever seen like everybody's done this, dude, especially with quarantine, where your life gets in such a rut, where you're like, dude, and I do. This is my living. I sit here and play video games all day and talk on podcast things. There's like me making money, and then everybody else, with the exception of Bryan, who fucking like works from home and apparently never has worked in his life. He just acts like he collects a paycheck for doing nothing and playing video games all day. Everybody else, they're all like 20-something-year-old kids that are living at home with mom, and they just play video games all day. They have nothing going on in their life. You know what I mean? And I guess like just the monotony of it and the lack of prospects can lead to a pretty depressing life. But if you load up on some responsibility, you get something. Like I know somebody whose mom bought him a dog so that his life would stop spiraling around through the drain.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and I feel like
and studies have shown that dogs reduce like cortisol. I mean, there's people who have dogs live longer. I mean, that's a good thing. Yeah.
And if that person bought half the dog, they'd probably actually be getting double the reduction of those things, probably.
Do you feel like your cortisol levels
but it was actually like a half and half type deal? Yeah, I'll write that down. They'll probably. And is that taxable? Is that a business expense? I don't know.
But like, so as far as like so with therapy, what's really weird about therapy is that there's different theories and approaches to solve the same problem. So you spoke a little bit on almost like an existentialist kind of dread of not knowing meaning and purpose, being stuck in a rut. So finding some sort of purpose for one's life could help give you meaning and fulfillment, which could be true. I practice cognitive behavior therapy, which is much more about identifying the beliefs and thoughts about yourself and like the irrational thinking patterns and learning to stop and change them, which will alleviate depression and anxiety. There's also psychoanalysis, which is like the Sigmund Freud, going back to your early childhood and your subconscious. There's humanistic approaches. So that's the weird thing about therapy is there's like 10 different schools of thought and approaches on how to solve the problem, and they're all equally as valid. So you can take the same problem but solve it multiple different ways. It's weird.
I actually took AP Psych, and so what you're saying is Bryan not having a dad and only being around his mom could increase like Oedipus Rex type deals and make
like
him
an
wanna fuck his
like
mom.
an Oedipal complex.
Yeah, because he talks about his mom in detail a lot, and her curves.
He says one day I'm gonna get that breast milk. He's been saying that for years.
One day you're gonna be my mom wife, which I thought that was like a metaphor for the longest time.
Mom wife?
But I'm starting to think he means that literally, and I'm concerned.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't keep it in your pants, keep it in the family.
Yeah,
sort of moment.
I'll write that down for sure.
That is Don Tony's therapeutic advice.
Therapist.
Yes,
you can't keep it in your pants, keep it in the family. I'm writing that down.
That's gonna be taken out of context one day.
Yeah.
Come back to bite me in the ass.
That's what 90% of this podcast is out of context coming back to haunt you.
Yeah.
That is a lot of it, yeah. I feel like Bryan's really fucking getting his paycheck
quiet
today. He fucking is.
being quiet.
He's in another fucking online meeting. Hasn't said a fucking word today.
No, what do you want me to say? I tried to say it, and you guys were interrupting. Well, I was interrupting, so I didn't say anything. I was just like, okay, I'll let him go.
Well,
you guys
here
keep
you
going.
have the floor. Do you have any questions or concerns about your life?
What do you think about porn addiction?
Oh, that's a great question.
That's actually a great question
That's
on
a good
here.
question.
Yeah.
And does VR make it worse?
Yeah,
Add on.
or better. Like
Or
really
better.
depends, because it makes
It's
it better. I'm
faster
just
the
gonna
better.
say it right
The
now.
faster you come, the better, right?
Yeah. You
can
Anyway,
be-
go on.
It makes
You
the
can be
addiction better.
desensitized.
I think is really what we're trying to say.
Women like it more, right? Okay. Anyway, go on.
So I mean, okay, so like porn addiction. So pornography can be healthy. It becomes a problem when you're, wanking it in the car on the way to work. You're wanking it at work.
Oh,
You're
I don't
getting-
masturbate to it. I just watch it
Yeah.
for
Well,
hours.
why?
For hours and hours.
Why?
Why? Well, I mean, what else are you gonna watch? I'm not gonna why watch Seinfeld when they have clothes on when you can just watch?
But you're not getting any sexual gratification from watching it.
Seinfeld parody.
Well, why would you?
I'm sure that exists, a Seinfeld parody.
Yeah,
There
there has to be.
There is.
there is.
Elaine in that show in Kramer. What a fox.
Kramer.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, but you get desensitized to it, right? You gotta up your game every time.
Some people, yes. Yeah,
No,
some people do.
Yeah, because like
That's why
hear
you
me out,
start
when I
off
was-
with feet and then you work your way up.
You work up to
Some
the full
people
titty.
are content with, like, let's say the first ever porn they watched. They just keep
No.
rewatching
They
that
just
forever.
want that forever.
Because it
Yeah.
works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And they like it. And they've grown connections to the people inside of it.
Like,
and
I've
developed their own stories and worlds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
Is
with one-
that more healthy than jerking off at work, is what you're saying?
So what I'm saying is it's not good to jerk off at work. Masturbation and porn
Unless
become
you're
a
a porn
problem.
star.
Well, okay, touche. Yeah, if you're being paid
What
to
if
do
you,
it,
what if you work at Chatterbait or something?
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
fair
My
enough.
therapist says I can't do this.
I'm gonna lose my job, man. Yeah, so like, okay, so in general, if you're not in the sex industry, right? Let's say, okay, so you're an average person, you're not in the sex industry. Porn can become a problem when it interferes with your ability to function in daily life throughout your life domain. So like, is it interfering with work? How many hours a day? Is your dick going raw? Like those sort of things, then yeah, you have a problem. But like in general, porn doesn't always lead to addiction.
Okay.
Not always, yeah. It could be healthy.
But you get desensitized to it. Like dude, I've been jerking off since I was a wee lad, and
Good to
I
know.
used to.
Is that why Bryan doesn't like women?
I would get, dude, like
like,
as
respect
a kid,
them, I mean.
As a kid, I could see like a fucking 240p titty on a naughty channel on TV, and I would already have pre-cum coming out of me. You know, that's not to get. You know, and nowadays,
getting there.
And nowadays, it has to be in 4K 8 Ultra HD, and the fucking lady has to wheel on in with a fucking like unicycle through a flaming fucking hoop onto the guy.
The bar has been raised.
Yeah, or else I'm not interested.
Yeah,
I have to be sucking bags of jelly.
Does that play out? Okay, so that weirdly specific fetish that you described, which I'm starting to think is accurate for you, does that play out in like your real life sexual encounters? Like, does the woman have to come in on like a unicycle? Like,
no, not at all.
No, his mom doesn't have a unicycle.
No, she can't do a backflip to save her life, so it's not. But I'm just saying, like, it's you get desensitized because, and like, you look at now. Have you noticed all the step bro, fucking step mom shit? It's because it's the easiest way to be taboo, and people are like, I can't get off to normal shit, so they gotta make it some bullshit taboo crap, which sucks because you get these hot women, right? And it's ruined because it's like in between the sex scenes, they're talking about doing their fucking homework.
If you mute it and make your own sounds, they're just like regular sex.
Well, yeah, but it's you know, it ruins the whole thing. You didn't have to used to do that. You know, I don't know. I'm saying there's a correlation here. I think people are getting desensitized to how much porn there is.
You guys
so easy to get to now.
You guys ever do the like a porn detox, where like you'll sit there and like you'll go on this binge and you'll watch more and more of it, and you get like into weirder, freakier shit, and all of a sudden you're watching like trans porn and stuff. And then all of a sudden you're like, I need to fucking slow my roll, Buster Brown. And so you stop watching.
12 hours, yeah.
You just do a 12-hour detox, and then it's back to just an exposed boob at 160p.
Like celebrity nip slips.
Yes. Yeah. It's and like then you go back up that hill. You know?
Like you're trying to quit smoking, so you smoke an entire pack of cigarettes at once. That way you get sick of it in one. Yeah.
I go through 5 detoxes a week or something like that. So.
That's what I do to stop smoking. I would smoke all like the 24 cigarettes at once.
I have a friend that did that.
and then I would be fine for 9-10 minutes, and then I wouldn't have to. And I'd start over with just one.
I could go at least 5 minutes. I've been getting into like choking myself with the belt by my feet.
Autoerotic asphyxiation. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Kill Bill died.
No, not that.
Dave Carradine or whatever.
Kill Bill, literally in the movie. It was weird because Uma Thurman shows up and she's ready to kill him, and she finds him hanging in the closet.
Oh, she did the 5-finger exploding heart technique, and then he went to go jerk off.
he took 4 steps. Jerked off.
You killed him.
It's a big giggle. It's a big giggle out of this guy.
You killed Sam. He's gone.
Yeah, what the fuck?
No, I just thought of like the scene where he's
walking. Yeah, I think like 5 steps.
What if he just jerked off and didn't move at all? Could he completely jerk off before he died?
Yeah, you can live forever, dude. They have a whole conversation after she does the technique.
Yeah. I'm gonna just live here now. I'm rich enough. I can make this. If you get carried around by a big crane everywhere, looking by your back, just airlifted places.
Oh shit.
Oh, having a crane hold you by a belt by your neck would be hot. That'd get me going. Yeah, for sure.
Why wouldn't he just get a fucking hover deck thing or whatever those are called?
Yeah.
A Segway.
Hoverboard or Segway.
Man, I feel so vanilla. Like you all have these really intricate, like, you know, fetishes, and I'm sitting here just like, I like boobs and vagine.
Yeah.
I don't have any.
Are you a boob
very
guy?
Basic.
I do like boobs. I also
that's a white man thing. Did you know that?
What?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Sam's
I like ass
expert,
also.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, they're both great.
You might be maybe half black. I don't. Take off your hat. Are you hiding an afro in it or somewhere?
Yeah. You can see my hair.
Putting long hair straight there.
Weaves. It's just
I'm gonna draw that.
Yeah, he's got
write that down.
I'm pretty much see-through, bud.
Call it a half-fro.
Yeah. Afro.
Half-fro.
one done that.
Go
That's
for the
actually
half,
good.
the half perm.
Afro on top, then straight
Party
hair
in the
on
back.
side.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's professional. That'd be
Dude.
cool.
You'll never get beaten up in any neighborhood with that haircut. You're welcome everywhere.
Called the molten lava cake is what I call
Yeah.
that.
Oh.
You got the cake on the top and
Oh,
then the
man.
lava falling down the side.
Wait, so do you eat ass?
No,
No?
What?
no.
Would you
what
let your
about
ass be
regular
eaten?
cunnilingus?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Come
But
on. If
not-
you're downtown, you might as well,
Yeah.
visit the.
Go down to Browntown.
Yeah.
I was friends with this guy on Xbox back in the day on Xbox Live when I was a child, and he described
God.
to me the beauty of him getting his asshole eaten out. And I've never tried it, but would you try? Because he made it sound like a treat. Made it
I'd try
sound
it.
like
I mean, there's something out there for everyone. That may not be for me, but if that's what's for you and it's consenting adults and you're safe, go for it.
You can always try just wet a paintbrush, and it's kind of like a sample
paintbrush.
version. If you like that,
Yeah. That's.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
Did you just say
Finger ass.
a wet paintbrush is the same thing as a female human?
Yeah, no, like
That's how far gone you are,
I
Brian.
imagine it's just a wet tip.
These
on
are
your asshole.
interchangeable. They're the same
You
thing.
get a wet paintbrush, dip in a little bit of pink and white.
Basically a human.
Draw a smiley face on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Anyways, have you ever had sex with a patient?
whoa, that's illegal.
No.
Okay. No?
You couldn't
Super
say that if you
unethical,
wanted
super
to.
illegal. No.
Oh, is it illegal?
Well, it's okay. So you could lose your license, and
It's
that's
unethical.
it's actually the number one complaint against therapists, like losing their license, is primarily sex with clients.
Damn.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's so
Number
easy
one.
because they're so
So
vulnerable.
officially, you're not going to say
I never
that
have,
You've never have. Okay.
never have, never will. No.
Okay.
No, and like there's like a weird power dynamic. There's also a thing
Yeah.
called like transference, where anyway, it's a whole.
That's the
no.
enticing part of it.
You
It's
can
just how
like
much power
mind
you have.
control them, right?
Yeah.
At a certain point, if you're a good enough therapist, you can just like
Bend their will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I use my powers for good, not for
Okay.
evil.
Like I remember seeing this movie where this psychiatrist convinced
Wait.
this guy to cut off his own lips and nose and eat it.
In
What
The
movie was-
Departed,
No,
The,
Red Dragon. Hannibal
Oh.
Lecter.
Oh,
Have you ever
no.
done you ever done anything like that?
No.
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 This
No.
guy's fucking lame. Can we get like
The Departed. Leonardo DiCaprio fucks his therapist, which
Yeah.
is Matt Damon's
That's-
girlfriend.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah, right. I'm writing that down too.
Sorry, I'm a very boring therapist. I've
That-
never, had anyone do anything
okay.
horrible. I don't abuse my clients.
They all end
Yeah.
up dead anyway. So
That
that's
therapist in The
Oh.
Departed was very attractive.
Yeah.
which makes it. Okay,
Our therapist
what you're
today is
saying.
not attractive at all. I'm not
Oh.
even getting any sort of feeling. Wait, let me look. No, I'm not getting anything going on here.
No.
Let me try hair
Let me
up,
see your
glasses
feet.
off.
Yeah.
Looks like that.
Yeah, put the hair up. Put the hair
Oh,
up.
those
Take-
have got
yeah,
good
that's a little
arches.
better.
yeah,
Those have got good arches.
he's got
on
good
them.
They do.
genetics. All right, that's
As a
it.
man with flat feet, I can appreciate those.
Thank you. I've worked 34 years on them, so thank you.
Oh damn! I'd lick the. I'm not gonna get into that. What I do to them, but let me.
Like the arch.
Let me
So
not
you're
write
saying
that
I
down.
need to make an OnlyFans, is what I'm hearing from you.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Do you think there's a how girls are getting like right out of college and like back in the day, women with no prospects that were trying to pay for college and stuff, they would become strippers.
Yeah.
But now the accessibility is so much higher with like you can just open an OnlyFans. Do you think there's gonna be like a backlash of like, holy shit, I fucking regret that?
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
I think it's going to be more so than just OnlyFans. Like in general, Facebook, Twitter, all of our social media is going to be used against us one day for like job applications, employment, all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank God I've never said anything bad, so
Yeah, right.
I'm in the clear. This is why I periodically get banned off Twitter in order to get a clean slate. You know?
Starts from scratch.
Yeah, just start
Yeah, it
from
works.
scratch. Yeah.
You're so fucking lucky you have your own job and you met your wife in 8th grade or
Oh,
whatever.
dude, no,
That's good.
I convinced her I was normal, and then once I knew she wasn't gonna go away anywhere, I started warping myself.
I do the opposite. Maybe I should try your tactics. I
You
don't
should.
know.
Yeah,
Hey.
you
I'm
get
a-
them. Yeah, how are you doing? I'm normal.
I'm a businessman. I don't know what more you want. All right.
Yeah. And then
You ever
once you
tell,
realize that they are infatuated,
Then I start crying on all fours and whatever. Crawling
You
on
let
the
the
walls,
beast
the
out.
ceiling. Yeah. Yeah. Then I really go ape shit. Yeah. Okay. I'll write that down for sure.
And our therapist is nodding in approval, so I think this is the way that everybody should do it. Yeah.
That is.
I used to always say that like it takes about 9 months before all of the messed up things about people really show themselves.
Yeah,
like I've had some girlfriends that seemed completely normal, and then about like half a year to 9 months, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, they were hiding their power level, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always said that. I don't know if you can vouch for this, but you always see people that get married within like or get engaged within like the first year of dating.
Oh my god. Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, like it takes probably a year and a half or 2 years before like that infatuation is done with. You know what I mean? Where like you're not you don't sit there and think about them all the time, and then you can sit there and look at them and go, this fucking person like chews food really weird and I hate their guts, sort of. And then despite all that stuff, you go, I still want to be with you. That's when it's okay to get married. But when you're just sitting there like getting butterflies in your chest and everything, just thinking about them,
If you don't
I think
catch
you also
the
have
ick.
to.
too early.
When'd you get married to Abby?
We had been dating for 9 years. I think that should be the standard.
That's
I think
standard,
is 9 years of dating, and then you get married.
And she ate a whole sock, so like
That's true. Yeah,
That was a test.
That was our first fight. Was I actually crammed an entire tube sock into her mouth?
Your first fist fight. I remember that. Yeah, you.
I used.
They ended
sock.
with that. That was a pretty crazy climax.
Yeah.
So.
I think you also need to live with someone before you get married. You should have to like see what they're like outside of just a date and like a sleepover. Like I think really to know what someone's like, you need to live with them first. Personally.
Yeah, but what about if you're
Long
religious?
distance. Oh.
Well, so I'm an atheist. So I mean, if you're religious and that goes against your beliefs, good luck. You're gonna roll the dice. But also, if you're religious, you're probably not gonna get divorced anyway. So it doesn't really matter at that point. If you're gonna make
those religious
that's
people,
my
they're
mom
really
and my
committing,
dad.
man. They don't live with them first. They don't see if they have like some weird sexual interests, and then they can't even get out of it if it turns out they're like insane.
tough.
That's
Well,
a
like
scam.
their whole
They're getting
personalities
scammed.
are about God or whatever, so like they're probably fine,
That's true.
Yeah, that's
That's
right,
like-
religious people. Fuck you. I'm just,
No, don't say that, dude. Come on,
That's
you're gonna get us
I'm
kicked
kidding.
off iTunes, man.
Yeah.
oh, sorry.
That's like the marriage equivalent of paying the IRS with gift cards. That's just an ultimate scam. There's no. That's such a ripoff. I would never be that religious.
Yeah. Wait. So are you saying you and your girlfriend Brian have had premarital?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you.
I mean,
Going to hell,
You thought I was one of the good ones, right?
Yeah, I thought you were.
It's not legal to marry your mom in Canada yet.
Yeah, but we're open.
we are going down to the courthouses and we are demanding
Yeah.
that change is made. Yeah.
Oh, have you guys seen that they're pushing to legalize marijuana federally in the
That'd
U.S.?
be. I mean,
Yeah, been
that'd
there,
be
done
cool.
that.
That would be. That would certainly make
never even
this second child
Smoked
a whole lot
ganja, Brian.
easier.
No, I mean
Sorry.
like it's legal here. Already fucking moron.
Oh, is it
Why
legal
don't
there?
you taste
Yeah,
some?
it's been legal forever for
What
like
the
2
heck?
years now, I think.
Forever, 2 years. That's
Yeah,
pick
that's
one,
two-
motherfucker.
That's
Like,
2
come
years
on.
more than you, dumbass. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's
Forever.
illegal. And it's illegal in my state just passed it. It's waiting for the governor to sign, but Virginia just passed legalization.
Are you in Virginia or West Virginia?
Virginia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
In
they just passed it.
Indiana's going to take
Somehow
so
the
long.
wealthy
It's not
Virginia.
federal.
The wealthy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Virginia's weird, man. It's literally Northern Virginia is wealthy, and the rest of it should just go back to West Virginia. Honestly, it's like two different states, really.
Yeah.
And I've lived in both parts. I've lived near the border of Tennessee, and now I live in Northern Virginia.
How bad was doing therapy in West Virginia? I'm sure you.
Well, so I mean, I was in Virginia still, but I was in like the part that's near Tennessee.
Oh,
So
okay.
we call it Southwest Virginia. Like,
Must have got a lot of business there.
So back then I worked primarily with at-risk kids.
Oh.
And lots of poverty, lots of calling child protective services. I had one family I worked with where like I came in one day, literally the dude SpongeBob stuffed animal had a mound of human feces on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of meth, lots of opiate addiction. It was tough, man.
That's awful.
Oh, man.
Lots of poverty.
Yeah.
Wait, the kids were on meth?
No,
Some.
the parents.
Some.
Damn, what the
That's the worst addiction I've heard of is poverty. I would not want to be addicted to that.
Yeah, dude,
That fucking sucks.
Dude, it's rough, man. Like,
I think it's Poob's problem. I honestly think Poob has an addiction.
No,
to that.
listen to
my
this. Listen to
fucking
this.
pad right now. What the fuck?
Mr. Therapist, listen to this shit.
Mr. Therapist,
Yeah.
Mr. Therapist, listen to this.
Poob,
That's how poor this guy is.
for months. He pulled his nickels together to get a nest egg, and once he had finally gotten $460,
that's a lot of nickels.
he bought Versace cologne. That was what he.
This is just all lies, by the way. These are, none of this sentence is true.
He said that it's an investment. For
Yeah,
his person.
he said, "I'm gonna get so many ladies on Tinder with my
Like
my new smell."
$50. Am I not allowed to treat myself? Yeah, I got it on sale. That's why I bought it.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck! I want to get that now. I've seen the commercials and everything. They're like,
It's probably not on sale now.
"Oh, damn."
Yeah.
I'll get it. I'll go down to TJ Maxx
You're
and
not
roam
really a
around for a
Versace
while.
man either.
Oh, come on. Come
Saying
on.
you
We
can't pull
should
it
try
off?
some fucking
I could-
Walmart brand.
No, actually, honestly, like every morning I wake up and I put this like cocoa butter stuff on me, and I don't know if it would clash with the Versace scent.
Probably not. It kind of blends together with anything pretty well. 'Cause
really?
Every morning I jerk off, I explode on myself. I use that as the lotion for the winter dries, and it's mixed with lotion already. So
Oh, that's pretty good.
I take that back,
Okay.
Mom or Dad. If you ever see this in the future, I redact that. I'd like to redact that, please.
Yeah, that was something
No-
that he
no
brought up. He was
lotion
like,
added.
you can tell you have a porn addiction if you have like if your dick is getting friction burns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I said-
that's a bad sign.
I was like, that's incredible because I think everybody has discovered lotion. If you're going for those long hauls, like I won't use it every time. But if I know like today's like a 4 or 5 whack off day, like I'm definitely breaking out the lotion early. Like,
Jesus Christ, yeah.
yeah.
I triple up on condoms before I jerk off.
Yeah, that's another way of doing it. That's the
If
rich
you
man's
whacked
way
off-
of doing it.
What's
I
the most
fill
you ever
them
whacked
with-
off before?
I fill them with fucking lotion until they balloon up, and it's a protective barrier against my hand, and I just mush it and then smack the shit out of it. It's boom, boom, boom. You can beat the fuck out of it. Yeah, and you don't feel a thing.
That's incredible.
Smart. That is smart.
Just get a
What
flashlight
is-
at that point, dude.
Yeah, whatever. What does it mean if you've never washed your pocket pussy and you've had it since? Brian, how long have you had that? 7th grade? 7th, 8th grade?
Did they have them in 7th grade?
You named it. What does that mean? What does that mean? You put a wig on just the pussy
my-
part. I don't understand. It looks like hair on a head.
It's
not,
the same color as my mom's
not
hair. Yeah, it's
pubic.
the same name as her, but it's not related. So don't even ask.
Yeah.
Dude,
What does that mean?
I think I'm out of my depth on that topic. If I'm being honest with you, you may need to see a specialist.
no.
You know it's bad when you come to your therapist with mental health issues and he says you're going to need to see a specialist on that one.
Man, you are fucked.
I'm gonna give you a
Get the
referral.
fuck out of my office.
I mean, at this point in my career, I'm more like a general practitioner. I don't specialize in specific,
Gotcha.
unique masturbating habits.
Gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
so here's a
Wigs
fun.
on
You want to hear a
pussy
fun
type.
game?
Yeah, let's do it.
So I asked people to write in questions, and then I would have you answer them.
Yeah.
And
So I cheated. I looked at some of them, but go ahead. Yeah.
well, instead of letting you answer them because that's boring, I answered them for you, and then I want you to tell me how I did.
I like this. This is good. Yeah. Okay. I'm on board. Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we got and most of them were DM to me. I think all the ones where they were like just replied to the message. I don't think I used any of those, but yeah. This guy, all these are anonymous, by the way. He said, I feel very empty and extremely depressed, and jerking my pickle is the only source of dopamine in my life. Yeah, his pickle.
It's gherkin.
This sounds like a joke, but I'm suffering. Please help me. And I responded as a therapist. I said, if jacking off your penis is your sole source of pleasure, then maybe try going to a truck stop and jacking off mini penises. This will multiply the happiness. Would you say that's good therapy?
No, probably not.
No?
No.
It's just math, dude. I just feel like
Yeah.
1 penis equals good time. 20 penises equal rocket ship to the moon. Good time.
Yeah.
Right? I get the logic there. I feel like you put yourself at risk when you go to a truck stop and just jerk off, 20
Well, you would
dudes.
bring a welder glove. I mean, like,
Yeah.
Well, and those guys have their own problems. They probably like being jerked off.
yeah,
Probably
probably
think
makes them
about
feel
the
good.
spread of mental health. Like, you're really helping out those 20 guys plus yourself.
That made
So
their day.
okay, so it's like an altruistic act. You're saying?
Yeah,
And those guys' wives are gonna benefit in the long run too, because they can let off some steam at the truck
Yeah.
stop or whatever. Boys will be boys.
That's what I say every time
I'm a guy
I'm
like to
whacking
get
off 20 guys at a truck stop.
Anonymous
will be
jerk-offs,
boys.
yeah. Well, I can't help it. I'm a man.
God.
Man,
Let's see. Hold on. I got this one. Oh, this one's pretty good. This guy asked, how to improve confidence when talking to girls? And I
get
answered,
drunk.
if you're nervous when speaking to women, simply get close to them in other aspects of their life before verbal communication. Watch them from outside their windows at night. Collect hair, body waste, and clothing from their garbage and craft a doll which you can then practice conversations with. When you eventually muster the courage to talk to them, it'll be like speaking to an old friend.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
I think
I'm
that's
gonna
good.
write
I'm
that
not
one
even
down
gonna
for
ask
sure.
for his approval on this one. I think that one's a. I'm not.
Yeah.
I knocked
Check
that one
that
out of
off.
the ballpark. Yeah, that one's
Hit
good.
send on that one. It's
Oh, I already hit send, and I said I wrote all of them. I said I did the message, and I said love Don Tony.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Me, Don.
Come on, man. Man. Yeah.
and a picture of a Ford signature.
No, I did immediately. This guy, the first guy, asked me that question, and I responded with that answer about jacking off the guys. And he goes, "I have a feeling you didn't ask Don Tony." I said,
thank
"No,
you,
I haven't
random
even
person.
spoke to him yet. I haven't even."
Thank you, random person, for knowing better. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But that's my breakout into
Were those
therapy.
the only two questions
No, I
that you answered?
have some more. There's a guy that he was. It's a girl who caught her boyfriend talking to other women on Snapchat.
Whoa,
And
wait,
she was
what?
asking whether or not she should work together and like try to fix the relationship or leave them.
Mhm.
And then I was like, I'm sitting there thinking about it. Like,
Yeah.
the only reason why this is a bad thing is because of the environment that you're in. You know, so I suggested that they all convert to Mormonism because Mormons believe in polygamy.
Oh.
And so then it would just be,
Oh.
you know, they
That's
wouldn't be
like a
breaking any
win-win-win.
rules at all.
Yeah.
Total life
She'd be
change.
happy, and then he would, get to put his penis in other women, and then he would be happy.
Oh, it's a win-win-win.
That's a win-win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That one's just science too. I don't think you can even.
I don't know
argue
if you can
with
dispute the science, right?
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty hook, line, and stinker on that one.
So far, Sam's 3 for 3.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this guy hasn't even been able to tell us. He hasn't been able to write us a prescription for Quaaludes or anything.
Yeah.
This guy's fucking. How long you say you've been doing this?
Goddamn legal weed.
So I've been in the field 10 years. I've been fully licensed for a year, and I was in residency for 4 before that.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's like
What's the
long
most
lead.
common thing that people come to you with?
Depression
Reddit
and
talk about
anxiety.
this, right?
Yeah.
Depression. What's the difference between depression and anxiety?
Well, they're good friends. So typically people with depression also have anxiety. Depression, it can be a whole host of symptoms, but from feeling like sad, blue, changes in appetite, loss of pleasure, which we call like anhedonia. Anxiety is like that feeling of dread. And then there's a whole bunch of like physiological symptoms that come with it, like racing
That's
heart.
mostly, yeah, that's the one that like I've people are like, I'm feeling anxious about something or I have anxiety. And I've never felt that myself. I've had like shitty days where I felt down in the dumps or whatever, but then I masturbate usually and I feel better.
Yeah.
So is there,
You go to the truck stop and it fixes the
Yeah.
problem.
that's only for a really down day. When I'm
Yeah.
really feeling like giving back to the community,
Yeah.
that's when I go on down to the Flying J truck stop
There you go.
and I start going to town.
You're doing the
But
Lord's
is
work
there
there.
is there like an equivalence for anxiety? Can you masturbate your anxiety away? Is that a
I mean, you know, like sex oh my god, sex and masturbation and stuff. I mean, it does release like chemicals in your brain that make you feel good. It's not gonna make your problems go away, but it may give you temporary relief from it. But there's other ways to
but
get
if
that
you
also.
constantly do it,
But then you're gonna like lose your job unless you're in like the porn
you said
industry.
temporary relief. But if you by the time that's waning off, you just do it again.
So like, how many hours are in a day, man? Like you got.
Well, how's temporary the relief?
Yeah.
That's probably everyone's probably different, right?
Oh, okay.
You know? But there's other things one can do for their anxiety, like examine why they're anxious. Are they irrational? Most of the time, anxiety is irrational for the most part. If it's like persistent, I mean, obviously, you know, being anxious for a job interview is normal, right? Being anxious that a bear's gonna jump through your window and kill you is irrational. You know what I'm saying? So like, it depends on what kind of anxiety we're talking about here, but it's a normal emotion that we all experience at some. Surely you were anxious at some point in your life.
Well, I meant like, yeah, everybody's been
You've
like,
had
oh
2
man, I'm
kids.
like nervous about this, but
Yeah,
I've never been like, you know, some people just get racked with anxiety where they're like, you know, shaking.
You've
and
never
everything.
been stifled by it. It's never stopped you from functioning and doing what you need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't even feel a little bit anxious when Abby had her first like labor.
No.
You're
Well,
like,
she
"Oh,
had
what
a
the
C-section. It was scheduled, so we fucking had lunch and then rolled up to the hospital and they cut that bitch open. That's how it was.
Okay.
It was fucking
This
awesome.
guy's completely stone cold cool. Is
Yeah.
what I'm hearing.
Yeah, that's
This guy is.
exactly-
This guy's a whatever, a Sigma male or whatever.
Yeah. No, I guess like, you know, everybody's racked with those questions of, am I going to be a good father? Is she going to hate me in the future? You know,
Yeah.
those, you know,
That's normal though, probably.
but I'm not, it's not keeping me up at night because if she hates me, I can always make another one. I think is that what most parents say, you know? And,
I thought you meant like Abby would hate you in the future, but
oh, no. I meant the
I think
kid.
she already hates you.
Yeah, she hates me now. That's in the present.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do about that. That's been earned though. That's that hatred's been earned.
Mm.
Mm.
A lot of
How's your sex
imposter.
life?
Wait, who's that
Sorry,
question
go on.
for? No. This is more interesting. Who's that question for?
What?
Sam.
Yes, tell us about your sex life.
My sex life?
Have you? She got a C-section again, right?
Yeah.
So her pussy's still very much in play.
Yes, it's still there. But the thing is that after a C-section, you know, you can't have like an orgasm for 16 weeks or something like that.
That what she told you?
She hasn't
That's
been
what
having
she
an
told me.
orgasm for 16
No,
years.
you know what's weird is like after the procedure, like the doctor told me that.
He's like, hey, motherfucker, you make this girl
Yeah,
come.
he was like, she can't have an orgasm for 16 weeks. And I was
Like,
like,
not allowed to, or she literally can't?
no, she's not allowed to, or else
I'm
she can
sure.
harm her. I was like, first of all, bitch, like you can give me a longer time limit than that, and I'll still be fucking trying to piece this puzzle together.
Hey,
Second
dude,
of
I
all,
saw
like,
your
why are you
dick in the
telling me?
bathroom.
Like, as if like she's gonna say like I can't do anything, honey, and then I'm gonna be like, yeah, well, doctor didn't tell me that. I take what I want. Like, Jesus Christ! But they like told me, they didn't even tell her. I'm
That's
like, well,
fucking weird.
She's the one that goes and showers with the shower wand. You should fucking tell her that.
Maybe you caught a hog outline in your jeans or something. And he's like, this guy's going to be dangerous. This guy could kill a new mother. Yeah, like.
Yeah.
If she hit an ultra cum max, dude, she would probably bust open her stomach. I don't know how it works,
Oh,
but
God.
yeah.
Yeah, but no. Actually, this raises a very interesting question because I have a very vanilla sex life.
Uh-huh.
You know, is it
Man
is it
on top.
Yeah, up top. Yeah, is it unusual to have a very vanilla but fulfilling sex life? And
I would say
then-
mine's the same.
No, but then maybe porn preferences might be the opposite.
You all have a lot of sex questions, and I am no expert on human sexuality. But
Okay.
here's what I'll ask, though. I asked this about any sort of mental issue at all. Is it interfering with your relationship? Like, are you and your wife still able to be, like, happy, fulfilled sexually, both of you?
Well, actually, we're not allowed to have sex for 16me weeks.
Well, okay, so I'm
This
saying
is
post it. Well, was this an issue
there's a
before?
very big roadblock for me personally. Yeah.
No.
Put Abby on the podcast. I want to talk to her about this.
So prior to the kid,
Uh-huh.
was your sex life vanilla, but your porn interest very eclectic?
Prior to the kid, it was pretty much the same because she was really, really pregnant. So really,
What are
really
you talking
pregnant.
about before? Has she been pregnant the whole time you knew her?
Yeah, let's back up a little bit before that.
Oh yeah. Okay.
At some point, you had to
Before the
impregnate her.
roadblock.
Yeah, it was an accident.
Did you ever even get her pregnant, or has she just been pregnant the whole time?
No, you remember the neighbor's wife from Family Guy, where she was pregnant for like 25 years?
Bonnie.
Yeah, Bonnie. That's Abby. Yeah.
But I guess what I'm saying is, if it's not interfering with your relationship, your work, or like your personal life, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, he would have vanilla sex, and then he would go back to his computer and look at octopus soup. You ever tell Poob about octopus soup?
It's eel soup, first of all.
Eel soup.
This guy's not a connoisseur. He doesn't.
Sorry.
Yeah, eel soup. Have you ever seen it? It's a fantastic. It's a video of this Japanese girl.
He jerked off to this. He said he jerked off and nutted to this.
She's head down, ass up, and then they put like a funnel in her butt, and they put like this soup mixture of like live eels, like 50 of them in her ass. It's incredible how many. Yeah,
You jerked off to that?
The worst part.
Dude, I'm not on the fucking couch here. You are, dude.
And the worst part is,
bro,
he said that was his second worst thing he's jerked off to. He would never tell us his worst.
You jerked off to that for real?
I told you guys about.
Yeah.
I told you guys about the cycle. The cycle. You get to the peak of weirdness
have
because
got a
you watch
problem.
too much.
That
was the peak. After that, I said that was my moment
You're
of clarity. My
you're a
post-nut
sexual
clarity.
deviant.
My post-nut clarity on that one was fucking frightening. I was shaking.
You were off it for a month.
Yeah,
crying.
and then I was done, and I didn't even look at a female for weeks. And then after that, I was, I just turned on Spider-Man and I whacked off when they did the upside down kiss. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That was my starting point. After that, that's how long I had. That's how long my refractory period was.
Bro,
I
first
watched-
the goddamn shower, now this eel soup. Like you are a sexual menace. You've got demons.
You're not even focusing on the main part. That he said that's his second worst.
Well, you jerked off to the Pain Olympics or something?
He never said what
No.
his first worst was. It had poop involved. It had to have.
Okay,
Oh,
first
you-
of all,
here's a girl-
most people's regular porn has some poop in it. Like, come
No,
on,
it doesn't.
there has to be some poop in there somewhere.
Dude.
No.
Use your mind powers and get out what the fucking worst thing you jerked off to is, please.
Right now with a therapist present, we gotta hear what the fucking worst thing is.
Dude, I don't even remember what it was.
Oh bullshit! You don't
He
remember what it
reversed
was.
so bad.
It's the
He
worse
fucking-
than that.
No, this guy
That
could
is
fucking
not going to leave
commit
you.
me to a fucking insane asylum. I ain't saying shit, man. I am 100% refrained right now. I'm putting on a mask I'm sure you see people from day to day that are do you ever see people where they've done some crime and then they have to see you as part of like a plea or something like that?
I have, so it's been very minor. So the most I've gotten is like a couple assault charges, and they come to me for anger management.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I'm sure those people, before they walk through your door, they put on this veil of normalcy.
Sometimes.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Most of
Very
the
good.
time.
Yeah.
That's what they normally do, right?
Thinly veiled. All right.
Well-
Very thin.
They may start that way, but once you build rapport and they get comfortable with you, they tend to let it all. Yeah. Because you're not going to help them if they come in and they're fake. You're not going to help them anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's appointed, then who says they want help? Have you ever had someone fabricate a fake personality in front of you?
Yeah, when I was so I used to be a therapist at a residential facility for kids. One kid tried to convince me he had dissociative identity disorder, which the layman's term is multiple personality disorder.
Yeah.
So he tried to convince me that he had, a little kid personality and like an old British man and all these things, and it was really obvious. Like, no, dude.
How do you know? How do you tell?
old man.
His accent was really shitty, and there'd be times when he wasn't a good actor, so it was pretty clear.
Yeah. You say you're the shittiest mental patient.
Yeah.
Wow.
Get Michael Caine out of this child.
Like,
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Do I make you horny? Do I? Like, whoa.
Well, a kid that young doesn't have enough like world knowledge. He's not as well traveled enough to get a good.
British
Yeah.
accent.
Yeah, he never left.
Peppa Pig or something.
He never left Virginia, so I mean, yeah. No,
Okay, so now my question is are your multiple personalities that you're talking about, are they molded or shaped by your experiences or environments? Like, could someone that's never even, they don't know much about British culture or anything, could they
Yeah,
have a
good
split
question.
personality that is British?
That's a really good question. So my understanding of it is, so it typically comes from trauma. So it's like your brain, it's a defense mechanism to try to protect your brain from what you've been through.
Sorry.
So okay, I'm just gonna talk over this. Okay, so you got like, fuck man.
What the fuck is that, Bryan?
This is the most unprofessional therapist I've ever seen.
Professional, please.
He's laughing at our problems.
What the hell?
I just told him that my dick doesn't work. Why are you
Yeah.
Why is he laughing?
Well, because that's a very funny issue. But okay, so
that's horrible.
some people don't believe this disorder actually exists. First off, that's one thing I'll say. There have been studies that also have been like really odd claims that when people break into different personalities, their pupils will dilate differently. Some of them will have like scars that didn't exist previously. It's a so the consensus is we don't really know, to be honest. There's a really good book, actually, it's Sybil. It's like a famous case of that disorder. Yeah.
I've seen a documentary on it called Split.
Split.
Have you ever have you seen Split?
I have.
I like that one factual identity he has that can crawl on the walls and stuff.
Yeah.
Have you ever
How
seen?
accurate is that?
Yeah.
Not at all. Not at all. It's a good movie though. I did like it, except that it kind of demonizes people with that disorder and makes them seem like superhero villains with.
Well, it's what you said. They're fucking faking it. Isn't that what you just said?
No, I said my
fake
one
monsters?
client was trying to fake it.
Oh, I thought you said it's up in the air whether or not it's a general,
It is.
like a genuine.
That could have been.
I did say that. Some people think it's fake. Some people say no, it's absolutely a real disorder.
Are you a believer? Are you a believer, or are you?
I'm a believer, but I've never seen it before. Like I've never seen, and I've seen a lot, but I've never seen that before.
But are you a believer? Like
no, I don't like Justin Bieber.
Oh, you don't like him? Okay.
He can go pound sand.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I've never seen Split, but I'm just gonna assume Unbreakable's way better. And didn't he had some sort of disorder? Bruce Willis.
He's
right?
bald. I think he's
bald.
Yeah,
he's bald and old.
Any hair. Yeah. Anyways, okay. So in the vein of like what is considered normal.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then you see someone with a mental issue.
Mm-hmm.
And then you determine that this is you need to kind of bring them in line with what is considered normal. Have you ever seen someone that has a mental issue that is you would almost consider it a benefit to maybe their lifestyle? For example, like Kanye West has he's bipolar. Everybody knows he's fucking insane a little bit, but he said that he never has depressive episodes. He's always manic.
Yeah.
And so that fuels his creativity. That's why he can like produce so many albums and he's a prolific artist because of it. Have you ever seen someone that has like, I don't know, some sort of, like maybe nymphomania and then they end up being a really successful porn artist or something like that?
So I haven't. I get that idea though, of what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like I get that. I'm wondering if at some point in Kanye's life this is going to catch up to him. Mania is really dangerous.
Yeah.
But I could see how it could really fuel, like, I mean, I feel like a lot of our famous artists in life have had mental health issues. I mean, was it like Picasso cut his own ear off? Or someone who was
that was Monet, I believe.
It was
Van Gogh. It was Van Gogh.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, so like, and I'm sure his struggles helped fuel his creativity and artistry.
Yeah, but that wasn't a mental issue.
ear.
He cut off his ear to impress a woman.
Is that
Yeah,
why he did it?
Yeah.
There's nothing mentally ill about
yeah.
doing that.
But that was before
He didn't
Tinder.
ask
I mean,
Sam.
how
He
else
didn't
are you
ask
supposed to do it? You know?
He had
And he-
tinnitus.
Yeah, he had tinnitus. He was like,
I'm
I
not
need
a
to get.
doctor, but
This might
it's
help.
coming from in here. Yeah. That was so sad.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I can see that. I mean, there's also, I mean, some people argue that, autism's actually shouldn't be viewed as an illness. It should be viewed as like a superpower, so to speak, because they see the world differently and they have some of the like the ones that are more savant.
So people like Sam and Bryan, like they have no social skills and they're not good at anything like savantly. Is that like a reverse superpower? Like they're just really.
I'm not saying
stupid.
I believe it's a superpower. I was just stating that like
They're
there are
villains.
for the
Super
argument
villains?
of can some mental illness give you adaptive skills compared to other people, sure. I had a client once who was on the spectrum, really poor social skills, lots of sensory issues. But if he ever heard a date, he memorized it and knew it.
Yeah.
So like
what?
if you
date.
if a date. So if you asked him like when did Elvis Presley die, he knew the exact day and time Elvis Presley died. I mean, he just like his brain just soaked that stuff up. But if you told him to go wash his hair, he'd have a whole breakdown because the feeling of water on his head was like too much. So we had to desensitize him to water.
It's beating up all those memories and stuff.
That's what
I
it
wouldn't,
is.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to wash my hair either.
Yeah.
Mm.
But no, I've never met someone who fits that profile for the most part.
All right, what about this? Have you ever heard of like, because we have like the one standard way of measuring intelligence, which is IQ. Have you ever heard of like social intelligence?
Yeah.
Or people that are able to like, I guess be really empathetic, and in a social way, they're a lot smarter than someone else would be, or
And
emotionally a lot smarter than someone else would be. I guess in capacity of like loving someone, maybe. I don't know. Like, is that a thing?
Some people argue that there's different types of intelligence, like you're alluding to, right? Like, and when we say someone's IQ score, it's simply just like they've taken a test, and whoever made that test determined these are the things that make you smart.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, like someone could be a genius at playing a musical instrument, but be really bad at like spatial reasoning skills. Does that mean that they're not smart? You know what I mean? So I get what you're saying. Yeah, there could be different aspects of. I know one person she's not a client, but she's a friend of mine. She's brilliant, but she didn't know that that when you put something in the oven, it's hot. So she's burned herself like 5 times taking something out of the oven. But if you gave her an IQ test, she'd be at like 130, 140. So she's really smart, but no common sense.
Yeah.
What about street smarts?
She lacks those also.
Is street? What if you have an IQ of 78, but you're incredibly street smart? You could see a swindler coming from a mile away.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Like Forrest, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
He beats up that one white guy at the Black Panther meeting because he knew he didn't belong there. I remember that.
He ran on the roads for like across America or something, right?
Yeah.
Now I will say 78 is a pretty low IQ.
Is that?
Yeah. So your average is 85 to 115.
I thought it was 100. I thought 100 was like the normal.
So 100 is the median. Standard deviation is 15. So like the majority of the population falls between 85 and 115.
Okay.
Yeah. That was the answer to
Holy
the question
shit.
I asked you earlier today is what's the standard deviation of IQ? It's 15.
Oh,
Have you
I
ever?
remembered that. My IQ's most better than his.
most better.
Yeah.
I'm
Have you ever
smarter
taken an
than him.
IQ test? No. Yeah, I'm scared to take one because I know I'm just gonna be painfully average.
They're like
That's
3
what I
hours
feel like
long
I'd be too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're long.
They're fucking.
I took one.
What'd you
180.
get?
Get.
Bullshit. Yeah, he's at the
Yeah.
point 0.00001% of the population.
So smart, he's going insane.
It said Malcolm in the Middle-esque, and I didn't know what that meant at the time, but I've since watched the show, and well, no, yeah, I'd be like fucking painfully average as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be very modest here. 120, I'd say.
I'll keep it like 140, 130 range.
Yeah.
I'm really low balling it. I'm really,
I'm like really good at riddles, like exclusively riddles.
Of the
don't tell me
IQ
one.
tests
I don't
I've
want
seen,
one.
like if they start asking you math questions, that ain't a real IQ test. Aren't they supposed to be like your ability to discern patterns and
A
stuff?
lot of them have those sort of things. Yeah, like it'll have a bunch of shapes and you pick which one completes the sequence. And
Yeah. And then you have to do it quick. Right?
Did I
I don't
had
know if
one of
there's a
those.
time limit.
I had some tests like that when I was I applied to IBM for one of their internships, and I like made it past the first stage, and then it was like this thing where it was a two-timed like math stuff and like a bunch of fucking like pattern, like it was weird ass tests. Like it'd be like quick, like on both sides it'd have like equations, like math equations, and you had to in like 2 seconds pick which one at like equal to smaller number and shit like that, and like all these puzzles, and I was instantly like, I'm not getting this fucking internship. Like I'm fucked. And I didn't, but it was fun little games.
Yeah.
I'm bad at puzzles.
I like fun little games where you see your future sliding away from you.
No, please.
This is my favorite
Well, I ended
game.
up getting a better internship, but then I let my life slide away anyway. So
Yeah. But that was on your terms. It wasn't being yanked out from underneath you.
I make the rules. Yeah.
I lose my life.
I said, fuck you, the
You
big
don't
man.
tell me how worthless I am. I tell you how worthless
Dude,
I am.
stop acting like that. It's the end of my life, dude. I'm young, man.
I'm not
I
saying
got
it's the end of your
to
life. I'm
live.
saying that was the beginning of your awesome life, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was the death of one path that I could have. Like in a multiverse, I'd see that guy, and he'd probably be, rich right now, banging broads. But
I'm just saying the life path you chose is like a very long staircase, and then that life path was like a fucking portal gun where it could,
or even an elevator.
Or an elevator.
It didn't be that fancy.
An elevator. Elevators are actually death traps. I never. I don't believe in them. I don't like them. I don't trust them.
Yeah, that's what I say whenever a great opportunity falls in my lap and I squander it. I go, you know what? Elevators are death traps.
Dude, that is not. You simplify it so much. You fucking. I don't know why you do that. You do it because it bothers me. I guess that's why you do everything.
So if that's true, you responding to it and giving him a reaction, what does that do to it?
I just reinforces
it. makes me so
it.
fucking hard. God,
it reinforces the behavior.
Yeah, it makes him a little hard.
So he's more likely to do it in the future.
Stand up right now. I want to see if you're torqued.
All right, dude. I've just, I have a little bit of holiday weight on me. I'm not gonna stand up.
You still got the fucking eel soup in your mind or whatever.
Yeah.
Why you go take a fucking cold shower and fuck it or whatever you do? You fucking sex deviant freak.
Not gonna be able to unhear that one.
Yeah.
No, that's actually a great point, Poob. I got so much flack. Apparently, I didn't actually read the comments, but I get flack for going in on you all the time, Poob. And what was funny is I do it because you react like crazy, and I thought people thought it was funny.
Guy doesn't like being shit on always.
No, I get that.
Groundbreaking.
I was always, because Sam would always egg me on. I was under the impression that everyone thought it was funny. You fucking
this is
liar.
good for you to see.
I don't egg you on. I'm just the guy that props up the football and goes, all right, kick it. Like I don't once you kick it, I don't keep cheering you on.
You flip flop to fit. You like to stoke the fire. You have one of those billow things.
Yeah.
You fucking billow it constantly.
I don't egg them on, but I am a bellows guy. I'll admit.
You're fucking.
I was under the impression that everyone enjoyed it, minus Poob.
And Poob, how does it feel?
How do I feel?
How does it feel?
Feels like
let us tell you how he feels.
Well, that's part of the issue. No,
let me speak for Poob.
Hold up.
It really doesn't bother me most of the time. I mean, there's times where it goes too far. I'm like, okay, what the fuck? But I'm screaming it.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I thought it was just. I thought
we
you were
know it's
acting
really
with us.
funny when he has tears running down his cheeks. That's when we know we hit the funny bone.
People on the stream the other day were talking about it. They're like, dude, you go home and you cry after that. Well, first I am home, but the day you guys make me cry is the day I take a massive step back from all this.
That's when you start calling up IBM and you're like, yo, let me do that test again. I promise. I've gotten smarter. The mind gets more nimble as it gets older.
The mind's a muscle. Yeah, I've been working it out quite a bit, trying to hook up XLRs and mice and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the record, as soon as we stop recording, he goes back to his normal tone. He's not crying, I think.
Yeah.
I don't see him, so I can't tell.
I think it's a normal human trait. You can correct me if I'm wrong here, Don Tony. But it's a normal human trait to be able to turn off and on emotions at a moment's notice, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, okay.
Cool, yeah.
So Pooh, when you're fucking bawling at the end of these things, just when we turn off the recording, just stop.
See, what's funny is you guys can't turn off. You guys can't turn off the egg on the.
Just stop.
You guys have no off
being
switch.
such a little bitch.
So I mean, you can definitely turn off the expression of the emotion.
Mm-hmm. But on the inside, he's still.
He may still hurt. He may still hurt.
I think, therefore, I am.
I think that's what Neo said from The Matrix.
That's who it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you believe that Rene Descartes guy stole all the premise of The Matrix?
What a loser.
Yeah.
Did plagiarism not exist back then?
Yeah, I guess.
Is that why he always talks about green pill, red pill shit?
I think that's why. Yeah.
That's okay. Yeah.
I think it's actually a blue pill, but Lawrence
Oh,
Fishburne
my
is.
bad, Blue. Yeah.
Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne's colorblind. That's why he holds up a green pill in the movie.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because he's like, blue pill or the red pill. I'm like, that's obviously a fucking green pill, dude. I'm not.
Well, hey, what do you think about incels and the
Yeah.
black pill? You know what black pill is?
So I know what an incel is. No, what's this black pill?
The black pill. I don't know. It's some shit. It's just. It's
Brian,
like when
you
you're
know.
an incel, you're a black.
You probably know.
I don't know.
I don't fucking know what it means.
I think
don't know.
incels a black pill is like a more affirmed
Sam knows.
incel. It's like a person that
Yeah.
is just they are so pissed off that women will not give them attention that they've just they've I guess kind of
Refuse their existence or something. Like, what do? Or they just like,
they've just come to
fuck
peace with the
you.
fact that they're going to be alone and they hate women for it.
Oh.
Like they blame women for all their
They're-
problems.
so
But they're
just
like hyper aggressive about it too, aren't they? And
Yeah.
just openly sexist people.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Kinda,
think
right.
that's what it. Yeah,
I mean, I imagine for most of them, they don't have the ability to look inward and see the fucked up shit they're doing that's actually causing women to not want to spend time with them.
Mm.
Or be able to look
that is
outward.
a
and see
very
They
how
lack
ugly
the
they are.
introspection.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. Well, listen to this. This is a definition on Urban Dictionary. It's a bit of a Mad Lib. It's the usage of the word.
Ooh, I like Mad
It's
Libs.
damn. It really is over for Poob. He has the face of a subhuman,
Okay,
and he
you're putting-
knows that he will
that
never
sounds Mad
breed.
Lib. I don't
he has
like Mad
truly
Libs.
He truly black-pilled himself into another dimension.
Wow.
That is so.
Is that from Merriam-Webster? Is that what that is?
That's from Urban Dictionary.
Oh, Urban
actually. It's
Dictionary.
even
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like what? Yeah. If they act a certain way, what if they have in quotes the face of a subhuman? What does that even mean? I don't know.
What does that mean?
Sounds like low self-esteem.
Yeah, okay.
Is that what that is?
Well, in this
Sounds like
context,
it.
it's his friends
Yeah.
talking about him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's his friends saying that, or somebody's saying it. Maybe it's not his friends.
You said that incels lack introspection.
Mhm.
Is it really introspection to just look in a fucking mirror? Have you ever?
No,
You ever see
introspection
those
being-
incels and they're complaining? They're like, "I can't. Why the fuck is she with this guy?" And it's like a picture of this beautiful couple, and then you see like their shadow, the person taking the picture, and they're like this big fucking fat loser.
Yeah.
That
But,
makes
okay,
And it's
but-
like, dude, that's not introspection. Just fucking like the evidence is right there. You look like a whale. Like,
Well,
Doy.
but that incel would probably also agree that like no woman could ever love them and all women are horrible people. But I imagine that's the same person who walked up to a girl and his like pickup line is, "Hey girl, can I lick your butt?" You know what I mean? Like look in to your behaviors, what you're doing.
No.
There's
It's
a lot
easier
of
to
people
blame other people for your own problems though. I mean that's much easier in life.
A lot of people
That's what
that
I
are-
do. That's
punch up and are dating
I'm
like way more.
blameless. Yeah.
Yeah, you are like that. But like, how does that work? Because I have some like, I know people that are like that where they're just, they're not like, I'm not like gonna sit here and be like, I'm handsome. Like they're just not like that good looking, and they're like their taste is like the elite. But then
Yeah.
you also see ugly people, and they're just very happily dating other very ugly people. Like, is your taste differ if you're ugly, or are you more okay with, or do you know like, wow, my wife is ugly but I love her, or how does that work? Or are they just like, she's hot?
Well,
How does that?
I mean, it doesn't exactly.
The fuck did you just ask?
Do you know what
So,
I'm
I mean,
saying?
Obviously,
well,
it doesn't
No,
work
I'm-
like that
I'm-
because
I-
Carson looks like a foot, and he was trying to fuck like a 17-year-old. That was
But you know what I'm
attractive.
saying? You see people in Walmart, and you're like, they're happy, but they're both like feet people. Are
Yeah.
they? Do they actively know
goblin
that
people.
that
Yeah.
they are feet people, or are they like just so secure and confident that they're like, I love
think
my
a lot of people
foot
look in the
wife.
mirror and go, "Man, I know what I deserve in this life."
Because I know I need a supermodel, but I'm just wondering. No, I mean I was just joking, but you guys seem to not understand what I was saying at all. So
No, you're
I'll
you're
redact it.
touching on like beauty being, for some it seems like beauty's in the eye of the beholder. For some it seems like they're very self-aware of what they have to offer the world. And some people are very delusional in the sense that they think they're Brad Pitt when they really look like Gollum. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
And why
yeah,
is
that's
that?
exactly. Yeah.
I don't have the answer, man. I don't fucking know.
Yeah. People are different, man.
What would you speculate?
yeah.
You
What
want me to
about?
speculate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's different levels. One, I think beauty's in the eye of the beholder, right? So like I've known people who were reachers and settlers in relationships from my perspective, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like there's someone who's very much in my mind less attractive, reaching for someone way more attractive, and they win and they get that person. The person that I view as way more attractive thinks that their spouse is hot as hell. I don't know why that's that way. Maybe there's people who look for more than just physical attractiveness.
Sorry, go on.
What the fuck?
I was just kidding. Yeah, I know. Yeah, there's a lot of factors besides just looks that make someone like develop love. But,
Was my comment that like horrible that you had to throw up after I said
No,
that?
no. I was
Whichever one of you that was that.
I was just joking.
That was Poob. But
Here's a question.
Now,
Why
Brian.
are prettier girls always going with the ugly dudes, but you rarely see pretty dudes with ugly chicks?
Yeah.
It's rare.
Probably
It's
more
rare.
I think it's because men are a much more visual creature
vain.
than women.
And women like care about your mind and shit.
And your penis,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah,
Not mine.
And that shit looks. Yeah, penises look like fucking gross anyway. So I, mean,
I don't know. There's some
mine.
beautiful
They like those.
penises out there. Don't
Yeah,
ride
mine
them
looks
all
good,
off.
but
Okay, what's
You
your
need to
top
go.
10
You need to go on
penis
down to
list?
the truck stop and
Take it from me. I've seen 20, 25 a week.
20 at a time. Take a look at them.
I've seen one that looks like a Slim Jim that's been half eaten. I don't know. And I've seen like an Adonis's dick.
Yeah.
So an evolutionary psychologist kind of person would probably argue that we look for different things in our spouses based on sex. So like they would maybe say, like the reason men want women with, hourglass shape and breasts is because it subconsciously hints to us that they can like go to full term, have healthy babies, and women would want whatever would make a man look like a good provider. Like, so I've heard that argument before.
Lots of money.
like I know how to shoot a
Right?
bow. Like that's probably pretty.
Yeah.
There
good,
you
right?
go. Right?
If I'm an archer, women like archers and stuff like that.
Legolas is pretty good.
I think, yeah.
No.
That
All the-
actually
all the
holds
bitches
true
love
because
Legolas.
my wife had a poster of Orlando Bloom in her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
The bitches love Legolas, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
yeah. Or
Now what-
pirates. Women like pirates too.
I think, yeah.
They're sea
I
providers.
think that's mostly because of the rape fantasy. I think pirates are really into raping.
Oh, I was thinking more like the, kind of like pilgrims or whatever. Pilgrims are hot.
Pilgrims do not get. No woman wants a guy with buckles on his fucking shoes.
Pilgrims
What
are
the
hot.
fuck up with that?
No one wants buckles and Puritan values, right? That's
Yeah.
not sexy. Yeah,
you know,
Puritan values.
Like
Pilgrims
sideshow
got
acts.
no pussy game when women would rather be with a rapey pirate than buckles on shoes. Yeah. Anyways, what's with that? The whole rape fetish thing. Is there any?
Yeah.
You guys have lots of sex questions.
Is
Like, do you
that
guys not ponder anything else in the universe besides
We
how
are-
many dicks?
okay.
We
good
are as
sex?
smart as we look.
Yeah.
This is as
And
deep
I'm-
as we get.
You got the
You're
wrong
a little
therapist
bit
on for
smarter
all the
than you
sex
look,
questions. I'm
to be
sorry.
fair.
I don't know.
We
Maybe
should have
it's
found a really timid female therapist and just
that would
That
have
would
been the
be
play.
awful.
yeah,
my
and just
God.
fucking ran her through the ringer. Yeah.
Why do
Is
you guys
rape
like rape
fantasy
so much?
even like a prevalent thing?
Canceled in 3, 2, 1.
No.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's some sort of desire to be overcome. I don't fucking know, man. I don't know.
Overcome.
Okay, sex is not
Weird.
something that I am like well
Come.
educated on therapeutically. I don't know, man.
All right, what do you think about people using psychedelics for recreational use?
Okay, I can talk on that.
There
Yeah.
you go. Boom.
Yeah.
Headshot.
Oh yeah, I'd be interested in this.
yeah. He's
Daddy
sitting up.
like that.
So so a few things. Like, I don't have anything against psychonauts and people who want to like experiment with psychedelics. Now there are risks. Like, I think you need to go into it knowing what the risks are. So when I was younger, when I was in high school, there was a guy I knew had a bad mushroom trip, was never the same. And studies have shown that if you're predisposed to psychosis, psychedelics can flip that switch and you just won't be the same anymore. Now, I'm not saying everyone who does mushrooms will become psychotic. I'm not saying that. But if you're predisposed to being psychotic anyway, it can be the catalyst that starts that whole trend going.
I did acid and now I can walk on walls.
There you go.
I'm curious what
It fucked you up, man. You're broken now.
Yeah.
But
Or fixed.
no, I mean,
That actually sounds like he was repaired by the.
I just see upside down now. It's really annoying. Yeah. The whole world.
But there's actually studies now where they're looking at things like ketamine as microdoses as a treatment for depression. So I think that these substances have a lot to offer whether it's recreationally or therapeutically. It's just all about knowing what you're putting in your body and doing your research and being safe. I'm also more libertarian, so I believe it should be all decriminalized and legalized anyway.
Yeah.
But
Have you ever abused Adderall?
have I ever abused Adderall?
Yeah.
Always with the Adderall. Always with the fucking
Dude,
Adderall.
if I could get a steady stream of that shit, I'd be a happy man.
It's like a super drug.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I've abused Adderall because I, am a licensed therapist. I'm not saying I abuse substances, but I do know
It's
that,
legal
like,
meth.
excuse me, it is legal meth.
It's like-
You're right. It
yeah.
is. Yeah. No, you're right. It is.
But the meth is just like that? Oh, okay. So,
So chemically, they're very similar. Yeah, Adderall.
yeah.
I mean, Adderall's a methamphetamine. So like the actual like prescription name, it's like amphetamine salts is like the name of like Adderall. Yeah. So it's chemically, it's kind of the similar as how like Oxycontin is very similar to heroin, like chemically. Yeah.
Interesting. Have you ever had someone you suspect is like a psychopath at your?
Now, when you say psychopath, like someone who could be a serial killer,
Well, I mean, no, they don't have to be a violent psychopath, but I mean, just
that's
someone
sort of like antisocial.
yeah,
kind of
where you're like,
personality.
this person's putting on the
So
I guess airs of normalcy.
I personally have not. When I worked at a residential facility, one of my colleagues had a client. So like basically at this facility, there'd be like 10 kids. We would split the kids. So I had 5, she would have 5 as like clients.
Yeah.
We had a kid one time where she said, the other therapist, that she believes that he would one day be a school shooter. But I didn't know the kid. I didn't really work with the kid at all. But there was lots of warning signs. Like he was cruel to animals, all those sort of, yeah.
Do you think we should be able to minority report, take those kids and just, I don't know, grind them up or whatever they do? Oh.
Yeah.
I don't.
I don't either.
I don't.
I was just wondering.
Grind them up.
Whatever they do with them, I don't know.
So
In
I mean,
minority report, they just grind them up.
So people who have those sort of like psychopath, antisocial tendencies also can be really good as like CEOs. Like there was a study I saw where they took Fortune 500 CEOs, and most of them fit the profile of someone who could be a serial killer.
That's what this world needs more of is heartless CEOs that are that have no empathy or
I mean, I guess it takes a certain something to do something.
You could
like
help.
that.
I mean, well, okay, you said that in a positive way, as if like just because they're effective in the role doesn't mean that role is a good thing to be effective in.
Maybe not. So there's a theory called, I think it's sublimation. It's like a Freudian defense mechanism where you have you have these desires to do something that's like not socially acceptable, but you find an acceptable way to live it out. So someone who wants to chop people up and maybe become a surgeon.
Yeah.
Like Dexter.
Dexter
or a
actually killed
butcher.
people, which is still not
But
good.
it's
Or
okay
a
to
butcher.
kill people if they're bad people.
Well, that's a question for a philosopher, isn't it? Is it okay to kill someone if the person's a bad person?
Yeah.
Well, it depends.
How bad? Are they just into weird soup porn, or are they,
like eel soup.
mommy or
They say cuss
mommy
words.
fuckers? Or are they?
It was called eel soup,
Are
but
they
I always thought it
murderers?
was more of a stew. That was
By
what
the
the enticing
definition, it
part
was
was.
a
a jambalaya if you put a little shrimp in it.
Yeah,
Man,
that might get me to revisit it if it was called eel jambalaya.
I'd be back
It sounds
every
better.
day.
jambalaya.
If her asshole could just fit more of it, I would probably be back. But she got like a little teaspoon worth. I'm sorry that we just keep bringing up sex after you're like, why can't we talk about sex?
I don't mind.
We don't even normally talk about sex this much at all.
It's because it's something about me, right? I
the
use
brain
sexuality.
man. He's the brain
You
guy.
get me, you get me horny. I don't know. It's funny about you.
Is that what it
I
is?
get
me
it.
going.
It is.
I get it, man. I hear that a lot.
I
It's
like
the father
it.
I never had.
Yeah.
Is
You
it
look like what I imagine Brian's dad would look like.
Is that the smoke symbol from Rainbow Six Siege?
That is, yes.
Yeah,
that was
it is.
actually made by Jeremy Dowsett, the senior level designer.
Oh, that's badass.
shit.
Oh, what the hell? Yeah. Oh, do you,
Yeah,
do
so
you
I
play a lot of Siege?
primarily, so that's my main game that I play.
I fucking hate that game.
It's tough, dude. I've recently gone to Tarkov, and I am fucking horrible.
Yeah.
at it.
Oh.
That one's
I'm
good.
horrible.
No,
at Tarkov.
nobody's good at that game except for like 3 people. That's it.
Dude, it's brutal.
You have to be
man.
doing a lot of Adderall, basically.
So
to
that's
be
why
the
I'm sucking.
elite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, Siege
why-
is my main game, as you can see from all the shit behind me. Yeah.
Siege is a
Wait,
fun-ass
what's that
game.
one on the right? Is that like a new guy? The goblin guy? a new operator?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's a troll master in World of Warcraft.
Okay.
So I also used to be a big World of Warcraft player as well.
Oh.
I don't know what the hell that was. That could have been like a Nazi symbol for me. I wouldn't even know.
It's the
what
horde
was that?
symbol.
I don't know what that is. I never played.
Actually,
I played.
that was a funny bit that I was gonna do, but I was like, we have done way too many visual gags on this podcast, and like the people that do the audio version are like, what the fuck is going on? I was gonna do Rorschach ink blots. I was gonna make
Oh, that
them,
would have been fun.
and then I was gonna show them to you, but they were just gonna be like obviously like swastikas and stuff.
Penises
And then you were gonna be like, "That's a swastika." I'd be like, okay, because it's like
that would have been good. That would have been a good
yeah,
bit.
it's supposed to be, you know, what you see in it is what you are.
Like a little burning cross or
Well,
something.
yeah, this guy's really into white supremacy. The therapist is.
That would have been good, man. I would have thought that would have been very funny.
Yeah.
That was actually a shuriken. You were
Yeah, yeah, that is it is a shuriken. Wrong. That is the 56th white supremacist symbol you have identified. Pretty scary stuff. Yeah. Anyways, you guys got any other burning questions? Yeah. I got a question. Why is Poob objectively the best looking out of all of us, but the one that's probably going to die alone?
Beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Is that why you're so mean to him? Because you're jealous of his
I
beauty
think so.
that you perceive?
Yeah.
Is that why?
Well, I was kind of hoping.
my grace.
I was kind of hoping I would get
messing it up.
older and kind of like a swan, like turn into maybe like George Clooney late in life.
You're gonna be bald soon, you old bitch. Why don't you shut up? Let me talk now. Okay.
Yeah.
No, seriously, I don't know.
Nah,
I'm
dude,
sure there's people. Yeah, it's in the eye of the beholder. There's people that are watch this and are like, "Poob is a slug." And Sam, I'd let fucking fill me with
I'm sure.
With
those are
eel
cloud
soup.
chasers.
eel
Those are
soup,
cloud
eel stew.
chasers.
I want to know
He did,
one
yeah.
person. I want to know the one person that is like Sam is attractive.
I'm gonna find someone.
We're gonna
give me your
scour
address.
the earth for that one person.
There's.
I'm sure they
more than one
exist.
person. There's
No,
more than
I
one person.
could call my wife
You've
in
got
here and she
qualities
wouldn't
that-
even.
Hey, what about Call Me Carson?
Yeah, what
There are
about that
people
Call
out
Me
there.
Carson?
Clout
guy?
chasers. Clout chasers. There's some
You've
people that
got
are
way more
attracted
subs than
to the
I
clout.
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's
are they really in love with Carson, or are they in love with his power and influence?
That's what it is.
So you're
yeah,
getting
I
it
mean,
a little bit now, aren't you?
If they're
No, you're
but
not.
if they're attracted to it, I mean, they're still attracted.
Yeah,
No, I'm
whatever.
saying just from a base, like if you're looking at a mugshot of somebody,
Oh,
like
okay.
nobody would just pick me out of a lineup of mugshots and be like, "That's the guy I want to fuck." Right
You
there.
know why? It's because you're confident. If you started believing
Oh, is that
Yeah.
what-
or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would physically change you in your.
You think so?
Yeah.
If
I
the
think
more
so. You get a
confident
little-
I get, all of a sudden I'd get a jawline and I would stop
You're, like,
looking
way
like a
taller
fat
than me.
lesbian.
You gotta-
Yeah.
dude,
You're like
Fake-
2 feet taller than me. That's a lot of people.
Or at
who
least
are into
pretend
height.
to be more confident. You know.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, like
Nobody-
some, you could just put on an air of more confidence.
Nobody wants
That's
to be
what I
with
do
someone
every
that
morning.
fucking.
I put
Yeah,
on.
yeah, I guess.
In reality, I curl up at night just in a ball.
You need to be putting on 2 things in the morning: confidence and Versace Aero Sling. 'Cause this is
Okay.
going to help you. This is going to get you laid. All right.
You smell like $1 million.
Yeah.
You feel like $1 million.
Honestly, if that chick, if he could have just met up with that girl after the podcast, you know, she would have been on him. She never got to
That's
smell
not
him, right, Poob? You
necessarily-
never met up
She
with
did
her.
not get it. I should have.
She never
If I
smelled
see
you.
her, I'll fucking hit her real quick right in the face with this.
Yeah, it's like a
Smell
fucking
this.
hypnotic mist.
You gonna pocket sand her?
Yeah.
With the smell?
Throw a bunch of fuck out. I'll just have my pockets lined with plastic bags so I can hold the liquid. Just not even spray,
Pop it in
just
her
an
face.
incredibly overwhelming amount of cologne.
Yeah.
Ooh, sheesh. Yeah.
Anyways, this is kind of teetering out. You guys,
Yeah.
you guys think we've touched all the
How long is
bases?
it gonna go?
Have you
What do you
done
think
a?
about Nice
by the
Guys?
way, you were supposed to do a psychoanalysis of all 3 of us while we were doing this.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
your?
So, I
what's
mean-
your what's your end all
prescription?
be all summary of?
There definitely seems to be like this weird play of like sadomasochism where like you guys get off at making Poob like your like
No.
little
Why,
like
hey, why do you think the
puppet.
camera's only from the waist up, buddy?
yeah, I mean, so that would be
Mine's
the
off.
initial thing I would say. Is there definitely is some sort of play of some weird sadomasochist kind of things going on. But no, I mean, you guys don't strike me as being like, you know, unfit to be in society or anything, so that's positive.
So you hit us
So
with
we
a-
still have
a stamp
further
of
depths
sane.
to go. We can.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
I would say so. Yeah.
Okay.
So we currently get all sanes out of 10 or something.
I mean, it's hard. It's also hard to tell from a 2-hour long podcast.
No, too late. No, too late. Stop
said it, you said it.
Stamp
You signed
sane.
the paper.
Put sane on all of our pictures.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, let me pull out my
Sane.
sanity
Official.
stamp for you guys here.
Yep.
Yeah.
You
Sanity
guys can
stamp.
never fucking call me whack job again, all right? I got it from a doctor.
Yeah.
all right?
Well, okay. A master's level clinician. I do not have my doctorate, so you got it
Yes,
from a
a
master's
doctor
level
of
clinician.
sexual-
But
Sexuality
hey, we
and-
can always cut that out and just lie to the people. This
Yeah.
guy.
There you go. You definitely could.
Yeah.
Just-
Boom.
Just because you could, does that mean you should?
that's
I
true.
never asked that question. I never answer it.
Next time before you go to the gas station, you probably should, the truck stop, you should ask yourself that question next time.
No.
No, I just go in there. It's weird. It's one of those things where as I'm doing it, I'm almost viewing myself in a third person perspective.
That's called dissociation.
Yeah, I crawl inside my own body. And it's
Yeah.
almost like watching a GTA character
Porn.
go over there and whack
Oh.
off 20 people.
Yeah, that's called dissociation, by the way.
I think people only do that when they're really into whatever they're doing. You know?
No, that's typically a sign of trauma.
no.
Typically, that's a trauma response, typically.
Maybe this guy isn't a doctor, just like he said.
He's wrong. He's wrong.
Yeah,
This is
this
all
guy's wrong. He already gave us the same stamp.
Remove the stamp.
He already
Remove the
stamped it.
You're all fucked.
Void all the stamps.
You guys didn't know this, but this whole time you're secretly on my game show Punked. So you've all
Oh
been.
shit! This guy's not actually a therapist.
Boom.
No. I go down the street and I shit in a back alley. That's what I do.
I should have known when he came on with the fucking Gallagher hat. I was like, this guy's not a therapist.
Thank you. The other night on stream, I was like, fuck, man, I look like Gallagher. I need to be smashing some pumpkins. And everyone was like, you're talking about the singer of Oasis? And I was like, what the fuck are you?
No, not.
Yeah, no, I
Liam
appreciate
Gallagher.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
So Sam's an asshole, and I'm perfectly sane. Boom! They said it.
Yeah.
Face.
No, he
Yeah.
didn't.
Alright,
He didn't
cool.
say. You're the one guy
A
with a
lot of-
green screen thing sitting on a fake chair.
Hey, that's not just okay. Listen, I feel like I gotta clarify this. You know, this does not make me crazy. I just think it's funny. That makes me, it worse. I'm just my sense of humor is bad, or I'm not funny. But insane, that's a level above that that I will not tolerate.
Yeah.
And
But no,
furthermore,
Okay. I was just gonna say, in general, my rule of thumb is always: are you able to be functioning in your life across your life domains?
Yes.
Then you're probably fine.
oh, cool.
Well, I mean, violent psychopaths, they function in their life exceedingly well.
Sure.
They trick their own wives and stuff into thinking that they're normal. That's functioning.
Yeah.
That's
That
beyond
was the
functioning.
Is
devil's,
that-
Kill
the
someone.
devil's
If you
greatest
take
trick.
a
Is that-
normal person and tell them to kill 13 people, they will not be able to hide it from their fucking wife. These people are
True,
functioning
that
at
is
a
true.
level that is beyond what your criteria is set at. Your bar, they're above and beyond. They're superhumans. That's finally we found the example
Yeah.
of a mental disorder that makes you better than a normal person.
Being
It's
able
very
to
fair.
convince people to murder people.
No,
I mean,
no,
being able to-
no,
getting
being
away
able
with
to
it.
Flip
trick
that
normal
switch,
people into
yeah.
thinking you're a normal person, but in reality you're not. You know,
It's like being an actor. Yeah, it's hot.
It's like playing a real life game of Among Us.
But see, that person's not actually functioning well in their relationships.
Well,
Right.
I mean, the ones that he kept alive.
I don't know. Ask how was Gacy's relationship with his wife?
I actually don't know. I'm assuming not great, but I don't know.
Really?
I honestly don't know. I'm not a serial killer expert.
Enthusiast?
What? There's so many people that are into them, and
Yeah.
They're interesting, but I don't know like the personal details of
I don't.
John
yeah,
Wayne
I mean,
Gacy's marriage or whatever. Like I
Yeah.
don't know.
It's funny to see how they get caught. Some of them are fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Like one guy like sent a Word document or some shit with his name on it or something, and then that's how he got
like a
caught.
ransom
Like,
note, and he like signed his
Yeah.
name at the bottom.
Yeah,
Signed his name and
So
address.
yeah, it's so dumb.
Yeah. His signature instead of he's like, this will be wacky. Instead of signing my name, I'll do a thumbprint and ink.
Yeah.
A fingerprint. Yeah.
But I would advise for a future episode, you guys find like a sex specialist, like someone who specializes in sexuality.
We don't know anybody that has sex.
Sexualizes
This is gonna be hard. This is gonna be hard to find.
Well, you found me.
Oh,
Yeah. See. there you go.
like I said, we haven't been able to find anybody that has sex.
yeah, that's what I would suggest, because you all have lots of very specific, odd, sex-related questions that I just couldn't answer. So I would find someone who's like a sex therapist. They exist. Yeah.
Goblin stuff. I'll save it for the other.
Yeah,
person.
do you have a goblin specialist? Do you know of a...
No goblin
elf
porn
guy.
stuff. It
Yeah.
goes back to being sexual,
Yeah,
but
I'll hit up Bilbo.
Yeah.
And I'll send Bilbo your guys' way, and you'll be good to go.
Yeah, I think we were talking about asking you a bunch of, like...
fantasy.
Fantasy related therapy questions, like what, like in the mind of a cryptid or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Like, what do you think the Mothman was really thinking when he? Yeah.
Or
He's
what
more
was it?
man than a lot of people give him credit for. My hypothesis, but I'm
I'm
just
gonna
a guy
agree
who took
with that.
AP Psych years ago.
Yeah.
and got a 4 out of
If he was
5.
more moth, he would spend a lot of time
5.
flying around light bulbs and stuff. But he's
yeah,
more
yeah,
man.
he's in the darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
He can
you
fight his moth side.
Yeah,
He really just
exactly.
uses the wings, I think.
To scare
the
people. They didn't
wings
even fly
and
with them.
the his eyes are on the side of his head like a
Oh, are
moth or whatever.
Oh.
I don't know. No,
Okay. Well,
No.
I need.
no, that was it. People in the cryptid community would have got that was a joke. Clearly, I'm dealing with people not in my league.
All the cryptids out there are like hee-hawing right now. What do you say?
Yeah. The
There's
three
someone
people that
watching
are into
this.
cryptids. All right,
Yeah,
dude.
they're
Okay, so you
cracking
gave
up.
us your seal of approval. We're about to give you our seal of approval. What's your favorite cryptid?
So so
If
growing
you
up
come
in,
at us with Bigfoot, we're gonna swing through this monitor and punch you right in the
Whoa! He's
Fuck,
from
man.
Virginia. It
I was
wouldn't
about to
be
say. Wait, what were you gonna think is from Virginia?
I was gonna say I wouldn't put it past you, but isn't the Virginia whatever the they've got a thing. They've got their own thing. Right?
Well, we have
the
we-
Mothman from Virginia.
Well, that's West Virginia, Mothman.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mothman was West Virginia. Like, so we have, and I forgot the stupid name that we call our Bigfoots, but there was a Bigfoot sighting actually near where I went to college in a place called Chilhowie, and they call it a wood booger. Yeah, they call it a wood booger.
That's awesome. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm
Yeah,
gonna write that
they
down.
call
bud.
it wood booger, and then it was just Bigfoot. Yeah.
Is that your favorite? Is that your final answer though?
Yeah.
Sure.
Wood booger.
I love Woodburger. Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, I do like that.
That's
I actually
pretty
like
good.
that. I'm glad that I got a new word for it. So I will say you are sane.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's wood booger. Now I'm about to Google it just to make sure I'm not being ridiculous.
You know what's weird is Florida also has a Bigfoot. It's called the Florida skunk ape, and that's
Wait,
like
there's a thing called a hood booger, which is like that's like a. Let me look this up on Urban Dictionary because I feel like I might have just said something offensive.
yeah, I think that's a
Females
booger
that
hanging
sticks
from a
to any
Jewish
dude in
person's
the hood.
nose. The-
No,
This large hood that hangs
you know,
over.
because there's a JID song called Hood Booger. It's about girls that like stick with guys in the hood. I guess that girl's a hood booger. You can't touch her ass.
Oh shit!
Oh, you can touch her ass, but not her phone. Is what it's. I didn't read the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
Honorable
Easy nut.
mention is Nessie. I've always liked a lot of Ness monsters.
So a wood booger would be. You could have sex with it. I'm assuming it's a Sasquatch.
But as
that's
long
into,
as you don't touch its phone.
Yeah, it's a Sasquatch that's into cryptid enthusiasts.
Yeah.
What a wood booger is.
It's the Southwest Virginia equivalent of a Sasquatch or a Bigfoot.
It's the one cryptid that wants to be caught. This is really
At
into cryptid enthusiasts.
Just the title, the New Jersey Devil, is badass, but I don't know.
The
much
thing
about
itself
it personally.
sucks.
Yeah, it's not like one of the greatest. Oh, it's just the Jersey Devil. Never mind.
Mm.
That's also pretty cool, though.
All right, wait. Let me ask one question. I need to know
Yeah.
this by the end of this.
Yeah.
Okay, is based on what you've seen and heard, is Poob at least somewhat autistic? Like, is he on the
Oh my
spectrum
God,
at all?
I am not autistic.
Just,
I
no,
am
we
not
need
on the
like an
spectrum.
official.
Yeah. So
we
okay,
don't even know.
okay, so it's
If
first.
you fuck me over here, I swear to God, I will.
No,
This
come
is
for you,
official,
but-
Lord. This is official.
So I can tell you
did say-
this. I actually
Okay.
used to work with kids diagnosed with autism. I did behavior therapy with them for about 3 to 4 years. It's hard to tell just based on a 2-hour not even being in person because, excuse me, autism can present itself in many different ways. Like you can meet 5 kids on the spectrum and they all won't look the same. Why do you think he's on the spectrum first?
Well, he met a girl on Tinder, And then he told her he thought the avenue to her pants
Did you
would
even
be,
listen to the story? I accidentally
excuse me,
said-
I'm talking.
Okay,
He thought the avenue to sleeping with her would be telling her that he's on this podcast.
It's the avenue of forming a connection, but whatever.
So you're worried about his social skills.
Yeah,
Incredibly
very.
worried. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
these are two
Social
men
skills.
that have a combined 3 friends. Okay, so let's keep that in mind.
Poor,
Yeah.
poor friends.
Whoa.
So I mean,
Nope.
with
I have like a healthy social life, I like to think, but then again, how do I? I could be lying.
yeah,
I could
you
be
and your
a
friends
psycho
stuff a
disguise.
dog in a bag and throw it down the stairs.
That's not.
Funny
a
video.
healthy
Once again, I
social
did
life?
it because I thought it was funny. Not because I, thought anything else besides it, but
so
thought it was
poor
funny.
social
the cryptid
skills.
talk.
Poor social skills alone does not make autism.
What
So,
kind of
You guys are fucking lucky about that too. But anyway,
So I actually have my DSM here. I'm gonna pull up and I will tell you all. It's like 4 pages of diagnostic criteria, but basically there's like repetitive motions, narrowed fixed interest, the poor social skills.
All he talks about is drawing stuff on Microsoft Paint and cryptids.
Yeah.
Those are his
I don't
two.
Yeah.
talk about drawing those things.
And rats.
I do
he
draw
talked
them.
about. He does not stop about rats, like milk rat,
Oh,
soda rat. I really think
What
that
the
fuck
actually
is a
affected
milk
your
rat?
life.
Don't even
Yeah,
get him
go ahead,
started.
no.
Look, his hands
I-
are
yeah,
up.
this is-
He looks like he's hearing Jesus right now, dude.
Yeah.
Whoa. This guy just made a video about, we should make a rat hat in the game. And this guy, what do you call someone that steals your joke, all right?
Yeah, what do you call that? I think that's called a hack.
Yeah, it is called
I'm a hack. I'll admit, I'm a hack.
Anyway,
But there's also,
I don't even talk about rats anymore.
I won't mention them. They're not even.
How
I
do you
don't
do
even
with
think-
routine and schedules? Like, are you thrown off when your schedule gets changed, or like there's any transitional issues? Do you just,
When I
like,
took
breaks you down?
those tests that you like, do this test in college so you can so you can say what your skills are for things. I was first and foremost adaptable. Okay, I'm a very adaptable man. Does that make me autistic? Or-
Hold on. Let me also answer for him. If I change the time that we record this podcast to anything
That's
other
lazy,
than
man.
12 or 2 p.m.,
freaks
That is
out.
not
Yeah,
right.
he
That is
he
freaks
not
out.
fucking
true.
he
That is
falls
not true.
apart at the
I
seams.
don't have
Yeah.
a stream schedule.
He
And
did
I
one
can't
stream
uphold it.
at like 11 a.m. and this guy showed up. Like I asked him to get up at 3 in the morning to do a podcast, and he was like, cup of coffee in hand. He refused to talk because he's like, it's not 2. Or it's not 12. I don't-
Yeah.
Look at what I come into. Also, it's not like I'm coming into a goddamn dream job here. It's I'm about to get shit on for an
This
hour
is
and a
as good
half.
as it gets, Poob. Fucking, you better
I know.
walk out of here.
This is my dream job.
Yeah.
Do you have any
Walk-
sensory processing issues?
Do I ever what?
Any sensory processing
There you
issues?
go.
He whacks off. It takes him 45 minutes to come after he finishes.
That's actually the reverse. The reverse.
That's a
problem.
different issue. That's a different
But,
issue.
He starts, finishes, walks away, and then the countdown starts.
falls
45
out.
minutes later.
It's like the Kill Bill thing, but no, like
In 5 steps that he nuts.
elaborating on that. What do you mean? Like, do I ever like? God damn it! I've got this problem. I hear this high pitched wheezing in my ear. Like, it's fucking annoying. What is
No,
that?
so
mean?
this would be stuff like certain like adverse reactions to like certain textures or certain smells.
I mean, I like the smell of slime. I like the feel. I don't have. I mean, I don't know. Not that I can think of.
He seems to be
Well,
repulsed
I'm like
by the
100%
texture
sure
of.
I'm not autistic. I don't even know why we're doing this.
He
When you
seems
were
to
a
be
kid-
repulsed by the texture of eel soup. I've noticed that. He
Yeah, I
does
don't
not
like
seem
that.
to like it.
That may be
Okay,
normal
but
though.
when I was a kid,
When
what?
you were a kid, did you ever line up all your toys like in a straight line or in like multiple straight lines?
I'd line up my action figures for wars, for battles, and
I
whatnot.
I might.
I'd have
Shit,
them
dude,
all.
I might actually be autistic.
Dude, if anyone, I don't know why. Brian has got way more signs. All right.
Brian,
Did you used to do that, Brian? You used to line up
used
your
to do-
things.
No, I didn't. I'm a disorganized mess. But I play with Legos a lot.
Yeah, that's
I
a
count.
big sign.
That's big. That's a big.
I
use
think every
Lincoln
person
Logs.
that plays with Legos.
I love it.
is-
I love following the
Lincoln Logs
instructions. If I deviate from the instructions of a manual, I freak out.
You squeal.
I don't go off the grid. I'm very on the grid. Maybe I'm autistic. I don't know.
Okay, what expression am I showing now? How do I feel?
Oh, that's a rage.
Yeah, that's
erect.
He's very irate. I could tell.
Okay, 0 for 1. What about this?
Happiness.
Yeah.
It's all a blur. It's all a blur to me.
Yeah.
You may have a titch. Yeah.
Yeah. He looks at you and just sees Slender Man. It's just a blank face.
Exactly. I got face blindness.
Yeah. It's like Jacob's Ladder, that guy that's just faceless. Yeah.
Autism's actually really hard to diagnose. So, like, I mean, I'm not going to tell any of you that yes, you definitely do. But
Cut that out and then go with my question when I asked if Poob's autistic. Cut that out and put it in there, Poob or STALLTT. Do it. Yeah. All right, anyways,
No,
go. Yeah.
don't do that. No, STALLTT, please. Come on, man. Come on, STALLTT, please.
I'm begging you, please.
Oh shit, guys! It's almost 4:20. I got a routine I gotta pull.
Yeah. Is substance abuse, is that indicative of
Yeah, what is that?
like
autism?
What are
Yeah.
the signs of alcoholism?
Yeah.
Are you actually asking me the signs of alcoholism? So first question would be, a lot of times people with some sort of mental health issue, they do self-medicate. A lot of times with marijuana. I don't know about specifically with autism and marijuana, but I know like anxiety, a lot of the times people will self-medicate with marijuana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And then were you
signs of
actually you're curious about signs of alcoholism?
Yeah, sure. Not for me. I've got this friend.
So, I mean, like if I was going to go off like criteria in the DSM, it's going to be things like waking up, like missing your work because you're hungover, trying to quit drinking but not being able to, needing to drink more and more to get the desired effect. Those are like some classic signs of alcoholism. Waking up in the morning and chugging a handle of vodka would be another classic
Okay, so
sign.
I'm good. I'm just a kid having fun at this point, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
my
you're,
friend is,
you're slowly sliding away from the age of being a kid.
Oh, yeah. As soon as it hits my birthday, it's not good.
Yeah.
It's not going to be good.
How old are you?
I'm 22.
Oh, okay.
We had a friend we'd always call an alcoholic. Would you consider him an alcoholic? I mean, you don't know him, but
Yes,
you know?
he's an alcoholic.
Okay.
Brian's definitely autistic. Listen to the way you fucking phrase his questions. You know, my friend. What would you think?
Your friend is definitely an alcoholic and should go
Who
to
are you
AA.
talking about, Brian?
Tony, he would come in every time. He'd come in to talk to us, and he was fucking drunk every time. And we would play games with him, and he would come into our like Minecraft world or whatever, and he would fall asleep in a hole drunk every day. And then he would come in, he's like, "Do you guys still like me? Do you guys still like?"
He would get so emotional. That was so
Yeah.
weird. He would want a weird emotional connection, which as normal men, we can't form emotional bonds and express them in a meaningful way. So we're like, he would ask us if we liked him or if we loved him as a human being, and we would clam up because we're not mature.
Yeah.
How often would this happen that he would come in drunk?
Every time he came in.
Yeah,
every
it was
time.
multiple times a week.
Like every day.
Multiple times a week. Yeah.
Needless to say, we cut him off. We never talked to him again.
Yeah.
So
He's
it sounds
still
like he probably had
sleeping
an
in that
alcohol
Minecraft
problem.
hole somewhere. He's still down there to this day. We buried him alive.
Yeah, he probably had a problem.
Yeah.
Drinking 4 or 5 every other day, though, that's probably fine, right? Moderation. It's fine. It's healthy. It's actually healthy.
His next question is going to be, does this affect your work life or your, and he doesn't have one. So how do you know it's affecting your,
It actually adds to my work life.
if you don't have a work life or
Makes
any sort of
Tarkov
structured
tolerable.
life, how do you know it's affecting your,
What about relationships? So, like, for instance, this friend you mentioned, clearly it impacted his relationships with his friends because you guys all abandoned him because he was annoying you with his friendship and overly needing to be validated all the time of, like, am I valid, yada, yada.
It's actually not strengthening my friendships. One of my friends brought me a pack yesterday because my car battery was dead, and I was like, "This guy's my brother."
all my friends gathered in a room and talked about my drinking.
They brought them all together. Yeah, brought them all together. They were talking about how much they love me, how much they care for me. They're scared for me, stuff like that.
If you ever go a day or two without drinking, do you have, like, withdrawal effects, like DTs, anything like that?
The fuck
DTs.
Yeah, delirium tremors, I think is what they're called. It's like a withdrawal effect where you can like hallucinate and like die.
my mom
I
used
just went 2
to,
days,
every
but-
morning she would wake up hands shaking.
From alcohol?
Oh, hell yeah, man, dude.
That sounds like DTs.
I don't know if you've, I don't know if you know much about alcoholics, but my mom, I don't know if she heard this, she might be a little bit upset, but I have never seen someone put away beer quite like this lady. This lady, like I've seen like alcoholics in movies and stuff. They're like, oh, I got a 6-pack every day. I'm an alcoholic. My mom would go get a 24-pack and fucking smash it every night.
Yeah, that's a problem.
I've never seen someone, and I like tried to tell her out of context. I'm like, walk away from this mentally. And if I came home with a 24-pack of water and said, Mom, I'm drinking this all tonight, wouldn't that be fucking weird?
Yeah.
And she's sitting there like cracking a beer. She goes, yeah, that would be fucking weird. She would smack them down, man. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a problem.
But you know what's weird? Most effective employee at her business, man. She never had a problem working. I don't know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's good. But I imagine it sounds like if she stopped drinking, she'd die.
She actually quit cold turkey.
And she didn't have like any hallucinations or dying.
Oh no, she had a rough fucking week. No, she didn't die.
Good.
But by the end of it, she did. But no,
Killed herself. Different. Yeah.
No, I had my daughter, and my mom kept talking about like babysitting and stuff. I'm like, come on, like I'm not, I'm a new parent, but I'm not retarded. I'm not gonna let this alcoholic lady babysit my daughter. Yeah, and she was like, oh, I hadn't thought about that, and so she just stopped drinking, which is pretty impressive. That's a pure will.
Grandmother's instinct. Yeah.
Like you said, like after like 2 days, you'll get like those DTs or whatever. Like I get that if I don't masturbate after about 2 days.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine like actually quitting substance abuse cold turkey.
Are you ever afraid your penis and balls will just explode?
No, I've never had that.
Most you ever jerked off in a day?
The most?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think.
Have you ever done so much where you're just nothing's coming out?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's
shooting blanks, just like
your dick just coughs dust. It just goes.
Bro, it should be a night. It should be a nighttime thing. Okay, before you sleep, what are you guys jerking off all day until the nighttime?
Yeah,
when the sunrise?
Yeah,
you're jerking off with the sun out. That's shameful.
I think it was 3 or 4 times, and it was when I was in peak horniness, which was a teenager.
Yeah,
jerking off into showers.
Yeah, I don't. You're 34, right? I don't know about you, but when I hit like 25, 26, buddy, you can't get this dick to work even if you wanted to. I'm kidding. No, it's just it just not works. It's not as like important.
It doesn't drive you anymore.
Yeah. I determine what happens with this dick. The dick doesn't drive this life.
No,
I just had a nice glass of wine, and everyone's asleep, and I think I will enjoy some pornography now.
Yep.
Exactly how
classy. It's classier that way.
Yeah.
So I smoke a little ganj at night, and then I hang myself by my feet, by my pull-up bar, jerk off into my face.
Be sure you have the pinky up.
Pinky out.
Yeah.
Wow. I wear a suit.
Yeah.
Actually, I knew a guy like that he would smoke out of a pipe like this, and he'd like dress up before he did it because he was like, I don't feel like a degenerate if I do it this way. He's like, it's more classy.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, let me ask you something. You're a Twitch guy, right? So let me ask you about Twitch. What are your opinion on these Twitch? I guess they call them Twitch thoughts. What do you think about those people and the people that watch them?
Yeah.
So there's someone I follow on Twitter, and I can't tell if he's joking or not, but he simps hard. And it gets to the point where he like took screenshots of his bank account, the amount of money that he's giving to like Pokimane and like Nico or whatever her name is.
Nico Lol or whatever.
Well, that one's understandable, but go on.
Yeah, she's incredibly attractive. Yeah.
Sure, but like $2,000 to auto pay donation. Like
what auto pay? What the fuck?
See, these people. This is just you're watching someone in the very early stages of what it is to become an incel. Because eventually, this guy's going to go through $15,000-$20,000 and realize Pokimane is no closer to fucking him than she was at the beginning.
I keep telling myself that he's joking and it's like funny tweets. Yeah. But part of me wonders if it's real. But
it needs to be interventioned or intervened or something. Like no one, like clearly she's not going to help him.
Yeah.
But it gets to the point of a delusion almost. Like when you're talking about these people, it's almost to the point of like, when I was in grad school, one of my professors told me about a client she had where this client was so delusional she thought this radio DJ was playing all the songs for her, and she ended up like stalking him. Like it almost gets to that level. It almost gets to that level.
That sounds very similar to someone's conversation I had about radio is playing specifically for them.
Oh, that video idea.
Yeah, that was,
but I just saw some streamer the other day. She posts like some twit longer about how this viewer that she'd had for a long time.
I saw that too. Yeah.
Yeah, it just like becomes so delusional. Like, he was posting on forums like that she didn't know about, and like telling people that they were in a relationship. And like she would wear a shirt and it'd be like for him, and he'd be like, "Oh, like that's for me." And like all sorts of aspects of the stream, he just like internalized like she wants me.
yeah.
Like, fuck, you are in for a rude awakening.
Well, that's a delusion. That's a mental health disorder. Yeah, it's a type of psychosis. Yeah.
Dude, and honestly, okay, I went for the Twitch thoughts thing because that's what everyone goes for. But you see that shit with regular Twitch people, like regular ass people, and YouTube. Have you noticed these people that watch Let's Plays and shit? They'll comment like they're like your friend, like they know you and stuff. Like there's some people that are delusional, and then they think you're like best buds with the guy on YouTube. It's so weird. Like, how do you explain that shit?
It's very one-sided, like.
It is.
Connection,
It's so weird because you're basically, I mean, in a Let's Play, you got like, I'm assuming like in a Let's Play, you kind of have nothing to talk to, so you talk about your life. So I guess they do kind of think they're your friend or something, but it's like they don't actually know who you are.
Weird because like as a streamer, like they like obviously your audience knows a lot more about you than you do them. Especially like just like I feel like I probably say too much of my own life shit on there. And then like you can get to know the people to a certain extent. Like you can kind of slowly piece together like what you imagine they're like, but it's it's not like, it'd be so weird to form like get a partner out of like your chat or something, like just them typing behind a username or, and like there's those people that come in my chat and they're like they'll just say quotes from the podcast, like they'll say like a Sam quote at me and be like, dude, why are you getting mad? Like, Sam said that to you on the podcast. Like, you're not my friend, dude. That's why. Like, I don't know you. Like, if you just go say something like douchey, just like, why would you think I'd like that? I had someone do that yesterday where they were like, they said something. He's like, dude, you were on that podcast where that was mentioned. I'm like, you think I like everything I hear on the podcast? Like, especially coming from you, I'm gonna like it even less, man. Like,
I can't relate to that issue. I'm still really small, so most of the people who come into mind for the most part are people that I game with or know. So I mean, I have had some random strangers. One time, someone came in and kept trying to like, it was a ask anything mental health stream I was doing, and the guy just kept coming in asking me like, when was the moment I knew that my life was meaningless and all these things, and it was kind of creepy, so I banned him pretty quick. But like, I don't have most of the people who come in mind, I have some sort of connection with. So
that's.
You're also probably not hosting a toxic environment in your stream, right? Like, we always rip on each other, so then the viewers are like, oh, we can rip on them too now.
I'm also a
we're
small
like,
fish,
what
man.
Are the guys?
Like a big stream for me is like 15 views. I'm like, holy shit, that's a big stream for me. So I mean, I'm still really small.
Well, what about this? You got the three of us have this podcast where we're ripping on each other constantly. I have YouTube videos that are quote unquote edgy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I have
you can remove those quotes, but
and then I made this Discord, which is supposed to just be this open, beautiful utopia where there's no government at all. There's no I tried not to have moderators that ban people, because then if you give people the ability to ban other people, they just ban people they don't like, and not necessarily people that break the rules. And that that whole stereotype of like Discord moderators grooming, that's a very real thing. So we banned all underage females to prevent any sort of groomage, and then still
ban the groomers too, but
it's hard to fuck it. You can't do it until they already do
you
the
could
groom.
go undercover. You could do some sting operations. That'd be kind of cool.
I don't want to sit there and have to play Chris Hansen for the rest of my fucking life.
All right.
Because as soon as you get rid of one, another one fucking rolls up. There's nothing worse than a 20-year-old male with a fucking Discord moderator power. Move those glasses.
All right, I'll be Chris Hansen.
Anyways, point is that what the fuck, man? Like we had this Discord room. Everybody can make these different rooms for their friends, and somehow we got a ring of Nazis on the Discord, just like talking with each other about crazy white supremacist shit. And it was like they had, and then from the outside in, it looked like I cultivated that kind of,
Yeah, you can't be associated with that sort of shit, man.
Yeah.
I'm blameless. I'm an angel.
That was my next. Thanks for finishing my sentence.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Anyways,
I've heard you have this very rehearsed. Yeah, you say this. So.
Anyways, I'm blameless.
So is the moral of the story that moderation's required?
No, the moral. Well, no, because I don't want it to be moderated. I want it to be the Wild West. Moral of the story is there is no moral. It was more of a question, and this might be more of a sociology question. But why the fuck do people suck so bad in situations like that?
I've been trying to find that answer forever, man. I don't know.
Yeah. No, actually, how about this? This is something that's more in line with your, I guess, tool set. Why are young people so easily radicalized?
I think a lot of the times for people to be radicalized, they're typically isolated. They don't have a lot of friends. I think those are the ones that are most vulnerable.
What about lack of life experience? I've always thought of that too.
It's possible.
Like, you know, for example,
parents.
we have someone that will go unnamed that's like this white nationalist and fucking hates all these different, and he fucking lives in like New Zealand, where I'm like, you haven't met a single black person in your life. You know what I mean? Like,
but he hates them anyway.
Yeah, you know, yeah. Like the most racist people I've met a lot of times are like Russians. I'm like, what kind of ethnic diversity do they have in fucking Siberia? Like, where you're upset at all these black people or something like that, you know? And do you think it's a lack of life experience, or do you think it is mostly just people that have crappy social lives that are young?
I think it's a lot of feeling isolated, because a lot of the times these terrorist groups and extremist groups, it's the same thing that gangs do, where they make you feel appreciated, valued, like you're a part of something. So I think they purposely go after people who they know don't have friends, they don't have a social support network, and they kind of draw them in with like there's a term that cults that people say that what they do in cults. What is it called? It's like you
groom
them. Yeah.
It's something
like
about love.
specific.
It's like pouring on all the love. There's like a specific word for this.
Yeah.
It is grooming though too. But yeah, there's like a fuck, man. What's that called when cults do that thing? Shit, I'm not gonna waste the time to Google it. But anyway, it's like a pouring on over the like too much love, too much acceptance, so they feel like they're appreciated, they're a part of something. Yeah.
Huh. And then before you know it,
Stuck.
You're getting your face beat in by Brad Pitt with a can of dog food.
Yeah, and you're on the hunt for the vampire politicians who are eating babies and staying young off their blood.
Yeah. Or you know, I never understood. You know that? Have you ever read on Jonestown?
Yeah.
That cult that did the whole Kool-Aid thing. Did those fucking people know that they were drinking?
I don't remember if they
Poison
were
Kool-Aid?
in on it or not.
Huh.
Now the spaceship guys, they knew, right?
Yeah, Heaven's Gate. Yeah, they knew.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah, and because they were dressed for success, dude. They had those tracksuits on.
They look sharp as hell, didn't they?
Yeah, that if I was gonna go, that's what I would wear for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, if you guys don't have any other,
I was about to say this has been fun, but my bladder is about to explode.
Yeah.
I'm getting just fucking hungry, man.
Yeah.
Poob's hungry. He's not talking anymore. Brian's just sitting back collecting a paycheck. He doesn't give a fuck. He's like, I've said my 3 words. I announced I was here. I asked whether or not Poob's autistic. I did my job.
Dave Carradine.
Yeah,
period.
Yeah, you did the Dave
No,
Carradine bit.
You know why I started laughing again? Because I imagined her doing the 5-finger death thing on his testicles, and then him walking 5 steps and nutting.
Ain't nutting, yeah.
Yeah.
The 5-finger exploding cum technique.
Oh, God.
I'm glad you guys didn't make fun of these headphones. I was gonna feel really self-conscious.
Dude,
you guys
those things.
were actually super supportive.
That's the coolest looking part about you, Poob.
Okay, that hurts maybe more than the initial fear, but all right. Well, okay, I'm done.
And honestly,
now I
need
feel
to
really
get-
tired.
You know those like days since last work accident? I should have like one right here. Days since I went into Poob. I did not sink my teeth into Poob. How many streams or how many podcasts since last time?
It's never gonna happen because it always sit there. We have something to talk about for the first 35 minutes, and then it devolves into just attacking Poob until he's quaking and crying.
I
Y'all
didn't
did a good
attack him
job.
today.
You
I
guys
didn't
would like
attack
to
him.
think you have that power over me, don't you? Make me quake and cry.
Did I attack him?
Oh,
Did
you're like an
anyone?
abused housewife that gets slapped and she says internally, "I'm not. Don't cry in front of him. That'll let him
Yeah.
know he's won." And then they leave the room,
Yeah.
and then once the doors
then
close,
explode.
you let it rip, and you fall to your knees
Well,
sobbing.
It's better than crying in front of you, so that's a good point.
That way, I still have power. I don't cry in front of him. Yeah. Anyways, I tried pulling that technique, but my mom was spanking me one time for some stupid shit, and I was like, I'm not gonna cry because then
Spank you harder.
I'll control this situation. And I ended up just getting spanked even harder. It fucking sucked.
yeah.
It was the worst.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, I think you should spank your kids. What do you think?
Nah, man.
Yeah, studies show that like positive reinforcement is more effective and like
Like a
natural
dog.
consequences as opposed to corporal punishment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So treat
but
your
I
children
mean,
like
that's-
dogs. Like when my daughter pees, I give her M&Ms.
Exactly.
Yeah,
If she pees on the carpet, I rub her face in it and hit her with a newspaper.
yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Positive parenting, right?
Yeah.
there.
No, I got a legitimate parenting question because I just had a second child. And is it okay
Raise
to
one
love the first one, but then make the second one sleep under the kitchen sink? Or is it?
Probably not. That would be a child protective services
Yeah.
call in no time.
No,
Or
like,
it'd be like a science experiment.
yeah, it's a science
More so.
experiment. Yeah. At what point
Be
does
honest.
Milk and
science
soda rat. Yeah.
breach what is considered child abuse? I'm kidding.
Oh, I mean, I could actually answer that, but yeah, no, I mean, they like studies back in the day used to be. You can't replicate them now because they didn't have all the institutional review boards and all those kind of steps of protection.
Like that one where the lady was whacking off the dolphin. Have you heard of that one?
Oh,
There was a
yeah.
thing where they were raising a
of
dolphin.
course,
This
we're
was
back to masturbation.
this was
Yeah.
this was back
Bestiality.
when they thought that dolphins were as smart as humans, and so they're like, if we take a dolphin and take it out of its dolphin world, and we make it live amongst us, then we can teach it to become a human, I guess, in terms of its thought processes and such. And so they had
Like
this house with
TurboTax
like 3
forms
feet
and
of
stuff.
water in it, and this lady would teach this dolphin math problems and stuff, and it was doing the studies fine, like doing the solving the equations and everything. And then all of a sudden it hit puberty and it was pissed off and wouldn't cooperate. And so they found out the only way to make it cooperate and I guess do the studies that they were trying to do was by whacking it off. And so they would, because I guess during the refractory period, it was like, all right, I'll do your math problems now, but you better have another handy coming around the corner.
Yeah.
And then the review board came in and they were like, you're doing what?
Yeah, like
And they canceled it. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, what's the famous one with the where they had like the people act as prison guards?
the
and the people
Harvard
act-
prison experiment. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's nuts.
That one's cool, but there's not a single dolphin that's masturbated in it. So
There are
we're
not.
not.
True.
Yeah.
That one has
Yeah.
like a very interesting essence to it that will never be replicated.
There was another one too that they'll never replicate where they had people. So they had a Confederate in a room hooked up to an electricity machine, and they had
Oh.
people coming in, and they had like
like-
an authority figure tell them to like zap the
Yep.
person. And they
Yep,
found
that
that
was cool.
people were more likely to give lethal zaps if told to by an authority figure.
And like they couldn't see him right, and they could hear him like screaming, but it wasn't
Yeah.
like actually
Con-
happening, and they had to keep upping it. Right? Yeah, that is pretty crazy.
I don't think they could do that anymore because there's no Confederate soldiers around anymore.
Oh yes, there are,
Yeah.
dude.
Cue the badunts.
Actually, I think there is a resurgence of Confederate
Yeah.
soldiers. Recently, there's a whole
Just
lot of
fucking
them. There
walk around
seems
my
to be more
hometown.
Confederate soldiers around than ever.
If I drive 2 minutes
Then
down the
Union
road, I will
soldiers,
find like
huh?
5 Confederate flags where I live. Yeah.
Yeah. And there is no Union soldiers. There
That's
really
what
should be.
I've got a Union jacket almost on right now, but
Hell yeah.
I need a little
Damn.
hat.
Yeah, that hat where like the top is scrunched forward. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Okay, here's one question to take home because obviously you gotta admit, parents have a favorite kid.
I'm sure they do.
So I want everyone to go home. If you have siblings, ask which one's the favorite. and
It's always the
report back.
firstborn.
You think it's typically first,
it?
middle, or
It's the
last,
firstborn.
so-
Do you have any
if that's
brothers
in
and
this case,
sisters?
it's the-
Therapist guy? Are you firstborn? No, you're not loved the most. I just
I
want
have
you
an
to know
older
that.
brother.
You have an older brother.
I have an
He's-
older brother too.
Your parents would shower him with gifts. They could.
I don't know. He was always like, nowadays, if you asked him, he would say, I'm the favorite, probably.
That's kind of how it is.
No.
with my brother,
Your
but-
parents might like you more as a person,
Gotcha.
but they
So I'm not the
love
favorite.
him
More. Yeah.
because he was the first.
I'll accept that.
Oh, I guess it's weird because I'm my dad's firstborn. I call him. He's like, hello, firstborn. But I'm my mom's secondborn, so I've got varied.
Yeah.
Varied responses from both of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm from a broken family. What do you want me to say?
No,
Is this in a surgery sky?
This show isn't about you, Poob. We're not going to sit there and just shit on you the whole time.
My dad used to put cigarettes out on me, huh? Is that what you want me to say?
Oh, is that from
Breakfast Club.
That's from
Goodwill Hunting?
Goodwill Hunting.
Yeah, can we get a therapist
That's not
also a cinephile?
That's
please?
not Breakfast Club? That's not the dude.
No, that is on the Breakfast Club.
No,
he does say the exact same thing.
He does
Thank
say
you.
that. Yeah.
No
Thank
way.
you.
I'm pretty sure that's Goodwill Hunting.
It's
Pretty
Goodwill
sure it's
Hunting.
Breakfast
Yeah.
Club.
It's both. It's both.
Because it's a
It's
Boston
both.
You're talking
accent.
about the thing where he's
Surgery
like, what do I have
sky.
a sign on my back that says
Yeah.
I'm a fucking
Yeah.
charity case?
Yeah. And I'm also referencing the Sunny in Philadelphia where they reference that. Because there's a therapist on it. I watched that today in preparation.
And I
That's
think
why I've also
Breakfast
been
Club references
sucking on
the
this
It's
pen.
Always Sunny episode. So really, it's furthest down
it's
the
full
line.
circle.
So our reference is the true one. And you guys are just posers.
What does it mean if I'm just full of references? Is that bad? Is that
Does that mean he has no self-identity and he's just covering
does that
up
mean
by
I'm
masking
not
himself?
a person? Yeah. What if I myself look in the mirror and I just see a reference?
I'm a reference of what a normal human would look like. And that's what
I'm
he
a
tries
reference of my. That'd be so crazy. One day you guys see my brother and he's like, I'm like act exactly like him, and I like reference
like
him.
when you,
like,
if you're
dress like
walking
him.
next to him, you look at him to like correct your
Yeah.
walk and everything.
Yeah.
Like the whole line.
And we look exactly the same. That'd be scary. That'd be
Yeah.
a good plot twist.
You get your hand-me-down clothes from him. Like everything about you is just left
Yeah,
over.
that would be nuts. Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Actually, very different, but that'd be cooler. I'd like that more.
Yeah. Oh wait, I got a weird one.
Yeah.
This is the last one before I have to go.
Same here, because my bladder is like, I'm up to my eyeballs in piss. So yeah,
Okay.
let's get this question, and then I'm gonna go blow up my toilet. So
Okay.
P Factory.
So
is
I
open.
have a friend.
Alright.
These are 3 brothers,
yeah,
and the first brother ended up going into the family business.
which
There's
is
not- I'm not gonna go into that. But
fair enough.
family business follows in his father's footsteps.
Okay.
The next 2 brothers are twins,
Mhm.
and one twin ends up going into the military and becoming. He goes to like West Point, and he's like top of his class and everything. He's an academic genius.
Mhm.
And I think everybody strives for their own personal identity. And where do you go if one brother is in the family business, the other one has soared to the highest points of academia, and is now like Captain America? He becomes a drug addict and just falls into a deep, dark abyss, in and out of rehab and stuff like that. Do you think he's more? Do you think someone like that doesn't have a clear avenue to what they would consider self-identity or something like that, do you think they're more likely to fall into substance abuse just to try to be different?
I mean, okay, so are you asking because all the other avenues in life have been taken, he will now go to drugs?
You have to
because he
excel
can't be
at something.
unique?
Yeah, you have to excel at something. You have to be, because he could have gone into the military or something like that, but he would always be in his brother's shadow. But his brother can never do as much heroin as he does. You know, he's got that
It's
shit on
possible.
lock.
It's
That's
possible. It
Family
could-
business, military, or nothing else.
Yeah.
Heroin.
I mean,
Black tar.
So another way to think about that, it could be that he felt so much weight and pressure based on the success of his siblings, knowing he couldn't live up to it, he self-medicates with that feeling of dread with substances, as opposed to I'm going to be the best heroin user there is.
Uh-huh.
It could instead be similar like path to get there, but different reason why he got there.
Oh,
Does that make sense?
I guess so.
No, you don't think it does.
No, it makes sense. It's just
You're
the way
like,
it makes sense. It's just the way I said it. He was aspiring to be a heroin user, and
it's
you were-
funnier.
in the way you were saying it, it's like he's even more of a victim, which makes me feel worse.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
funnier the way
I
you
know
said
this
it,
guy.
definitely.
Yeah,
You're framing it
Someone
much
I know?
funnier.
I'm framing it like he's still the hero of his own story. You know, like
Sure.
like nobody can do as much as I've done. You know.
Yeah, he's super tolerant, man. No one has
Yeah.
a tolerance as much as me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, you go piss. I'm gonna go pick up my kid. Poob, you keep having a worthless life. And Bryan, I'll see you guys. I'll see you later. And that's the end of episode whatever. I don't know what's going on. 40.
Thanks for having me.
38. Oh, yeah. Go to twitch.tv/Don Tony Lamb. He's in the description.